We're back.
Another week, another Snarf Talk.
Snarf
Christopher,
Talk in the house.
we are back.
I can give you house.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's a techno song.
I don't do techno, Chris. Like, were you into raves?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a raver.
You're a raver.
No,
I would never have guessed.
No, not at all.
Like,
But
really big into glow stick
there's,
parties and stuff?
in Mexico, in Acapulco, there's this big club.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called.
Acapulco Club.
It's a big club, though, and it's like one of the biggest clubs in the world. I
Really?
think it's won all the awards for like music and lights in the world.
No way. Is that where they found all the headless bodies?
Probably. Big club in Acapulco. Anyway, they have like this. It's like they have all these people that come out in like a parade and do this dance, and the lights are insane. And it's crazy, and they're always playing techno songs. And one of them's this like clearly German techno song that's like,
Yeah.
I can give you sex. I can give you drugs. I can give you house.
Oh.
And it goes sex, drugs, house, and then
Wow.
crazy. Anyway,
Is it Ramstein?
oh, it's called Palladium.
Palladium.
And anyway, I went there, and when we went there, it was not like a peak tourist time.
Okay.
It was not spring break.
Yeah.
We were the only table of people.
That's it.
We were the only table of people, but they kept doing everything like normal.
No kidding.
Yeah, and
They still put the whole production on.
The whole show, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
There was like
for
8
one
of us
table.
there at one table, and we were drinking pitchers of tequila.
Oh,
Like a whole pitcher of tequila.
no way.
I swear
That's
to God,
not
yes.
good for you.
Yeah, we did.
But that's bad for your body.
You know, tequila is so much better in Mexico. It's sipping tequila. It's drinking tequila. It's not like
But I mean,
Jose Cuervo
pitchers.
shots.
Okay,
you know?
so pitchers don't feel like the right thing to do.
Well, everybody's got a double shot glass, right? There's 8 people. Pitcher doesn't go that far when you're just taking a shot, taking another shot.
I guess it depends on the size of pitcher, but when you're talking double shot, that's 2 ounces.
I can give you house, Jerry.
So, well, right. That's true. You got the house with that.
But yeah, that Palladium place, man, it was huge, and I think it won some like nightclub awards in the world.
All right. I believe you. Good for Palladium.
Hey, a little bit of news for you, Jerry.
Okay.
Did you know that the Snarf Talk poster contest, coloring contest,
Yes.
is underway?
It is underway. It's closed now for entries, obviously, as of last Thursday, 1 week ago. And we are starting to disseminate the pictures.
Yes.
Send them out in the world.
They are leaving. They've been printed. We have shipping tubes.
Yes.
They're being tubed to
Tubed
you
and
pneumatically
sent.
through like long distance pneumatic tubes.
Yeah, we have, like you have in like the bank line. You know those vacuum tubes?
Yeah.
We've got that set up around
The
the world to where we can just
Yeah.
in a tube. It's amazing how
Our farthest traveling poster will be to Honolulu, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I don't know what it's going to cost to ship there.
I don't know either, but we'll find
We're going to
out.
lose our asses on that one.
Yeah, that one's going the distance.
He's going the distance. He's going for speed.
My name is Cake.
I love Cake. They're one of my favorite bands of all
They're
time.
all right.
Sheep Go to Heaven.
Didn't you just tell me over the weekend? Oh, we had a Snarf Talk road trip.
We did have a song, but before we get into the road trip.
Yeah.
So if you are in the coloring contest, have no fear. Your posters will come out. You still have plenty of time to do them.
Yes.
If for some reason you can't get that, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you have 7 weeks to color a picture.
6 by the time they get it.
Yeah, probably. And then all you got to do is email it to us. Just take a picture, scan it with your phone, do what you got to do, send it to info@snarfcomics.com, and then we get it, we judge it. If you win,
Keep your shipping tube,
please keep the shipping tube.
because otherwise you're going to have to find your own means of shipping, and we don't want them folded.
No. If you keep the shipping tube, all you got to do is slap a label on it, and it's good to go. And we get it back. But that means you've won.
You've won, and you're going to win like $150 worth of crap.
Absolutely. All going to you. Amazon gift card and a hoodie.
Yes.
To whatever size you want. We're not just going to ship a random size. You get the right size.
Yeah, as long as it's extra large.
As long as it's extra large. That's it.
Anyway, Snarf Talk road trip. for the win.
Yeah. So we had a road trip and we went camping in Wisconsin.
Going camping.
We went camping in Wisconsin. Had a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
I did eat a lot of cheese with Greg.
I ate a lot of cheese.
Howdy had a big bag of cheese, and we ate a lot of cheese one night. But you told me during that trip that Cake was a jam band.
I said they're okay. I don't know if they'd be considered technically a jam band or not.
I don't
but
know
if you
what
see
they'd be
them live, they will do jam. They will jam.
They're like an alt band, right? Or like a alt pop, alternative pop. I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea what you'd consider them. But you told me that they were at a jam band concert, and I was like, Cake is a jam band?
If you see them live, they will jam.
Okay.
Meaning they will play for long periods of time without
Mm-hmm.
a distinct song.
Right. No end in sight.
But I think I was maybe conflating them a little bit with Mo, who is a jam band. I also very much love.
Okay. I'm not.
Cake is definitely more mainstream than any of the other jam bands that
For sure.
were at the Jam Band Festival.
And that's what it was called.
It was called Summer Camp.
Oh, okay.
It was in Chillicothe, Illinois. And it was like nothing I've ever experienced in my life, Jerry.
Really?
I was a fresh-faced, innocent youth.
Okay. Youth.
I was in college, so I was probably over 21. But we
Yeah, but really, you're still pretty young.
yeah, we camped out for the weekend at this festival and had a great time.
You had dreads,
I did not have dreads.
cornrows.
It's really weird. You go to that type of a concert, the jam bandy concert, and I've never been much in the drug scene. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I didn't really have a lot of life experience with it,
Correct.
and I wasn't doing them, mind you, just so everybody knows.
Yes.
But
No drugs.
you go there and there's like booths, like a food truck, but they're selling drugs. And you're
Really?
like, how is this possible?
How did this happen?
Yeah. So I didn't partake in that, but I
But
still
it's
had a lot of
there.
fun. It's there. There's a lot of
So
people
that's
that
kind of
are
like
partaking.
that's kind of like Coachella then. Like
I don't know.
Coachella
I mean,
does that, right?
drugs. They're selling like pot stuff, like foods, basically.
Acid,
Probably.
mushrooms,
Definitely.
heroin.
Don't think so.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like a jam bandy thing. Anyway, yeah. So back to the road trip. It was a good time. Left on a Friday, came back on a Monday over Labor Day. In a nice little campground in Wisconsin. Very well kept.
Very well kept. They had nice facilities.
It was very nice. It wasn't full service.
No sewer.
Yeah. Couldn't hook up full hookup, right?
Full
Is that what
hookup.
that's called?
That's what us in the RVing community call it.
Okay. All right. I'm not in that community.
Yeah. Well, you were. We had, between our RV, was spoken for 6 adults and 9 children.
Yes.
Now, we didn't have, everybody kind of split up.
Yeah, kind of.
So we only really had 6 children.
No, there was like.
No, 6 children and 4 adults stayed in the RV. Graham, Grant, Grady, Cash, Sky, and Jet. That's it. Oh, and Bryce.
Yeah.
6,
Bryce was
7 children and 4 adults in that RV. The whole floor of which was air mattress.
It was all air mattress, and honestly, the couches in that thing, those are spot on.
They're pretty comfortable.
They are very nice, and I'm short, so I can fit on the couch there pretty well. My feet are propped up a little bit, but man, that was a good spot for me. But overall, complete success, I would say. I
Yeah.
think our kids were amazing.
They were very good.
There was no big incidents
I
with any of
enjoy
them.
it because they were barely using electronics.
Yeah,
They were
not at all,
out in the
almost.
world having kid ventures that
Yeah.
they will never forget.
Kind of, you're right. Wandering around, riding bikes around, going to the playground, going to a beach,
Go to the store.
they kept going to this little store and literally bought the place out of candy.
I think that I heard that my niece took $60 out of her father's wallet
Oh.
and they spent it.
Well, I didn't know where they were getting this. And I kept asking most of the kids because I had like no cash.
I didn't give any money to any child. I gave $1 one time
I gave
to one kid.
$5 to Grady and Grant one time. But for the rest of the time, they were still buying things. And I know Kinsella gave some money to them. I think he gave $20 to him, and then they came back and gave him change, and he got a bunch of change back. But other than that, I don't have a clue where they were getting money, especially the last day, like the last full day we were there. They were literally buying the place out of candy, and nobody knows where they got that money.
And they were completely unsupervised for the most part.
Correct. So,
and we
at
were
the
not
end of the day, it's our
capable
fault.
of supervision.
Some of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
But they had a karaoke dance party.
The night before, they had a DJ Jerry was up there.
DJ Jerry.
Him and I struck a chord.
Yeah, you did.
I liked that. Nobody wanted to go over there and dance. I was the only dancer that night. And I have a reason for that.
Dance the night away.
I did. I danced the night away, and then I got grumpy when it ended, and then I went to bed.
Yeah.
And the next night we had karaoke. That's what I was going to say, is that there's a band called Dr. Hook. Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. They have a song called Acapulco Goldie.
Okay.
And I was going to say that like during your whole Acapulco discussion, which in turn relates to a song that we sang from Dr. Hook.
Yeah, we did Snarfioki.
We did a little Snarfioki.
Live Snarfioki.
Cover of the Rolling Stone.
Yep.
By Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. Not the greatest version.
Not bad.
Not bad. We
sang well. We just missed some of the lyrics.
We got into our stride later.
Yeah.
But at the time, probably could have picked something a little better than that.
And I sang a little Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah, you did. That one was a hit.
That was a hit.
That was good. That one rocked the house.
It did. It brought the house down. I really might be considered the start of the party.
I would agree. I mean, really, I would agree. That was the start of the party for everyone. Good time. Really good time. I would do it tomorrow.
I agree. It was fun. It was. It really was. It was a really, really good time. And it was, usually that type of thing, I've come back like exhausted. Not too bad.
It wasn't bad.
No.
I really wasn't that exhausted at all. I mean, Monday night
like
we
running
were,
around doing things for the most part. I mean, we were basically just hanging around the campsite.
Oh, and we didn't even touch on this. Chris and I entered a bags tournament, which we originally thought would be a bags tournament where you could enter with a partner. And I was under that impression when I entered us.
Yeah, we were going to do a Snarf team.
And then when we got to the tournament, when they started it, come to find out they were picking random partners, which I understand. Like, you don't want a ringer to come in with two people and just wipe everyone out. It wouldn't be fun for everyone. So to make it fair, it's just random teams that they picked. And so Chris and I were on separate teams. I'm not very good at bags to begin with, but I think I'm middle of the pack, middle of the road. I can hang us in there if we've got another mediocre player. Like, we can compete a little bit. Just didn't pan out for me and my cohort in the bags tournament. We lost. It's double elimination. We lost both games. The second game was relatively close, but ended up losing both games. And I just kept seeing Chris play at different stations, kept switching around, going to different sets, and winning everything he touched.
Yeah. My hand was like, it was touched by an angel.
It was.
It was a golden hand.
It was touched by something.
Yeah.
Whether that was an angel or not, I don't know.
I don't know.
Or the bags god.
Complete domination.
It was. You and your partner, Rick.
Yeah, we won the
entire tournament.
We won the whole tournament.
Yeah. There was 1,500 competitors.
Yeah.
And Chris won it all.
I think there was like 32, right?
Yeah, right. No,
16 teams, wasn't it?
Yes, you're right. 16 teams, yeah. So 32 people in all.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, it's a lot of teams.
And the team we faced, we did lose one match.
You did.
So we took advantage of our double elimination. But in the championship, we played a team that was unbeaten. So we had to beat them twice in a row.
I guess I didn't realize you did that. I knew you had lost once, and I knew you went up against somebody that didn't, but I forgot that you would have to beat them twice in a row.
Yeah, we had to beat them twice in a row to finish, and they were very crazy. We played about 4 games that were very intense.
Yeah.
And a new rule that I had never heard of before.
I never heard of this either.
It must be common up in Wisconsin or just at campgrounds in general.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it. It's the bust rule. So if you don't hit 21 perfectly, if you go over, you bust and you go back down to 15.
Yeah, and that's what kept a lot of people in the game and made other people win that shouldn't have.
Yeah, so the one game we lost, we were dominating them so big that we actually, but we kept screwing up and busting. We busted 6 times.
Yeah, and it brought them back in the game.
And finally, and they slowly, occasionally would get a point here, 2 points there, point here, over time. And even though we were putting up 6 points around or whatever we were doing, we just kept busting. And we just...
That's what happened my second game, is that it was pretty close. They got ahead of us and ended up busting. Brought them back down to 15. We had 17 at the time. And the guy I was on the same side with from the other team, we were basically like washing every time, having the exact same score. And my partner wasn't so much hitting the board as well as he should have. I'm not blaming him. I'm not good either. And they ended up coming back and beating us. It was like, 21-18. So it was relatively close, but I feel like we really should have won that. I couldn't pull it through.
A bunch of times we would bust. We busted in almost every game. But it's not always the worst thing in the world, depending on where you are points-wise, because if you bust down to 15, all you got to do is hit 2 in the hole.
Right.
And you're there at 21. So as long as they don't score, and then you just throw the rest of your bags away.
Yep.
But, it's easier said than done.
So during that bags tournament, everybody else was on this beach because this campground it was like a 1 acre lake, right?
Yeah.
Like
About an acre, yeah.
Relatively small, but big enough for every child and adult really to have fun.
Yeah, and inflatable slides and trampolines. And
really great. And they must filter that or something because it was very clean water.
Yeah, they must.
I would go there again.
Because, I pooped in it, and it wasn't there the next day.
And you never even saw it the next day. I know. I saw you shitting out there.
Yeah.
It was disturbing.
I actually never even went in the water. It was cold.
I didn't either. I put my legs in it one time, and I was like, well, that feels miserable.
But it is a lot of fun. They didn't necessarily, look up on our partying aspects.
No, they didn't.
It wasn't a huge deal.
They didn't care for us too much. You can say it.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Okay.
But they really liked it to be quiet after 11, and we really like to party till 2:30 in the morning.
We like to turn it on at about 10.
Yeah.
And the 11 o'clock quiet time didn't fit into our schedule too much, and we found out that was a problem for them. But the campground itself never complained about us.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah. That guy was the owner of the campground.
I know, but I'm saying everybody else around us. It's not like people were going and complaining about us.
No.
Because I asked around.
You did. Yeah, you did, actually.
I did.
And we passed out a lot of stickers, and Jerry apparently put together a Snarf Talk podcast meet and greet, but that he didn't remember really doing.
Correct. Yeah, that happened.
And I wasn't clear on when that was supposed to be. But
right.
I'm guessing you told the time, and there were a bunch of people there waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah, I don't know. I am not sure about any of that. I do remember setting up a meet and greet, but that was my dance party night.
Okay.
And it just it didn't pan out the next day.
Got away from you.
Yeah, got a little bit away from me, so that's fine. But at least we got a Snarf Talk road trip this year. Normally we go on a Snarf Talk road trip to the Renaissance Fair.
Yes.
That's a mainstay in the rotation of Snarf Talk road trips, but of course that was closed because of this stupid virus called COVID-19.
That's true.
So we didn't get to do that this year, but stay tuned. Next year,
we're going to do it big.
We're going to do it real big.
I forgot to mention, since we're going to get moving on the show, I believe.
Yes.
We are doing this week a highly suggested topic that I'm rather excited about.
I'm very excited about it.
I feel like we're slipping more into Rhett and Link territory every day of our lives. But
that's fine. It's catchy and people like it. And I like it. It's really fun to do.
Me too. We are doing top 10 fast food restaurants.
Fast food restaurants. This, maybe it's a little cliche. Maybe it's a little like on the nose of top 10 things, like easy to do. Put together your top 10 and tell me it's easy to do. Because us as Americans like to partake in a little bit of fast food.
I'd love to partake in fast food.
Which is...
I like my sodium salty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like my fat rendered from vegetable oil.
Right. I like homogenized vegetable oil, glooped onto everything.
But we're going to do some news, and then we're going to do what are watching first, and we're going to round up the show at
Yes,
the 1
we
hour
are.
mark, probably with our top 10 fast food restaurants.
Right. So you heard that. It's a little bit backwards. News, and then we're going to do what we're watching. News, then what we're watching, then the top 10.
Correct.
And the first news topic.
And hopefully, if we have time, we'll do a Patreon extra on patreon.com/snarfcomics. We will do our honorable mentions.
Because I have some.
I do too.
You will be surprised, to be honest, at what my honorable mentions are, I think. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. You will be aghast.
Aghast. A gasp?
I think it's a gasp.
I think a gasp is something you do. A gasp
A gasp. But
is something you
aghast?
do when you're aghast.
So aghast would be like the...
Aghast, filled with horror, shock.
Okay. Yep. That's the right word then. You're right.
Yeah.
So you will be aghast. First news article is that Amazon Prime has picked up the scripted version of Tiger King, starring A1 Nicolas Cage.
So Tiger King's on Netflix, and the Tiger King TV series is on Amazon.
Is going to be on Amazon, starring Nicolas Cage.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's going to be, they released what it's going to be about. There is a female writing and producing the show, and it's going to be about him fighting to keep his animal park and delve into him keeping his beloved animals or his sanity.
Okay, so is this a drama or a comedy?
That's all it says. It
Sounds
sounds
like a drama.
dramatic, yeah.
I mean, it's Nick Cage. He doesn't really do comedy all that much.
Not really. It seems like a serious take at what Joe Exotic went through to keep his
He can
animal
certainly
park.
be comedic and entertaining, but not in a meaningful
I think
way.
we know what it's going to be with Nick Cage involved. It's going to be
weird.
intense, weird, funny at times, but like, what the heck is he doing? Like, that's what it's going to be. And so they say it's going to be
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
Yeah, what was that from?
Some vampire in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
No, that's not it. It's vampire. Something vampire related.
Anyway, so it's going to be about him fighting to keep his animal park and like keeping his beloved animals or his sanity, along with touching on his past and how he became Joe Exotic.
Vampire's Kiss.
Okay.
I almost feel like I want to play this.
It's ridiculous. You need to see his face.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, that's an ad. Oh, no.
Okay. We're not going to do this anymore.
What are you doing over there?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So that was the first little tidbit of news. I thought it was funny that it was going to Amazon, but they are for sure going to make this show. It's
And I'm going
being
to tell you
produced.
what, I for sure have no interest whatsoever.
Oh, I am completely opposite.
Really?
I will 100% watch this.
No, I will watch it. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it. But
How are you not? So I understand Tiger King and the whole docuseries that happened on Netflix is ridiculous, and it's almost the most.
Why do you need anything more than that?
It's almost the most sane thing that happened in 2020 so far, but it's got Nicolas Cage in it, man. I have to watch this. I have to see what happens with him being Joe Exotic and playing it as a scripted series. It's gonna be a shit show, like the whole series. It's gonna be awesome.
I agree.
I'm really excited to see who plays Carol Baskin because I feel like what's that lady's name?
Kathy Bates.
Not Kathy Bates.
She could play her.
I don't know her name. I don't know who I can see her face in my mind.
Well, that doesn't do us a lot of good on a podcast.
It doesn't. It doesn't do me any good because I can't think of her name. But I feel like she would be really good at Carol Baskin. So next little tidbit of news. The Walking Dead let out a teaser trailer for its 11th season.
By the way, real quick, Kate McKinnon is playing Carol Baskin.
She seems
Not.
a little over the top for that.
Well, I mean, that screams comedy to me. But
It does.
Go ahead.
It does scream comedy.
You were saying something about Nickelodeon?
No, Walking Dead.
Oh, Walking Dead. Okay.
Yeah. They're coming out with their 11th, or they just put out a teaser trailer for their 11th season. But AMC finally released that it is going to be the final season of The Walking Dead.
Oh, and there's only a show coming right after it that is like another Walking Dead.
I know, but
There's like 2 more Walking Dead shows coming out.
really, what are they?
I don't know. There's a bunch. One's a prequel. How can it be a prequel?
That would
I'll
just
look
be
it up
like
while you're talking about.
normal dead, right?
Yeah,
It's like non-walking
regular
dead.
life.
That's what it would be. Yeah. So the final season, I fell out of The Walking Dead a long time ago.
It's Walking Dead World Beyond.
That means nothing to
That's
me.
what it's called. The Walking Dead World Beyond.
It's just, why do you need to do this?
So
There's
it's the
so much.
It's the
Walking
same
Dead.
thing. It's just they didn't want to keep paying high expensive actors.
I get it because
they're
all the
just
people
starting
that
over.
all
They're
the people that were
super-
involved with it are getting paid out the nose with money.
So there's already Fear the Walking Dead. That's not ending. The new series called The Walking Dead World Beyond will have a 10-episode first season. It is created by co-creator Scott Gimple and Matt Negrete, who was a longtime writer. It showing audiences an unseen pocket of the Walking Dead universe steeped in a new mythology is a very cool way to celebrate a decade of the dead on TV and over 15 years of Robert Kirkman's brilliant comic. The even larger world will be a bit more limited than previously realized during AMC's appearance at they announced that it will be a close-ended series featuring only 2 10-episode seasons. And if that does well, then they'll just do another thing like that.
Sure.
Which is fine. That's probably a better way to do it anyway. It's like every other year you can do like a self-contained, almost like a true detective type thing.
I like that.
Set somewhere in that world, and you can have varying genres of that.
So-
because it is still like, I understand that everybody thinks that it's getting tired. The franchise is tired. 10 years is a long time. But what they have done is they've set up a world that is well fleshed out, that it's easy to tell stories within.
So as long as they start doing that, I think that's a good thing. And if they set it up correctly, because obviously, like, Batman is a franchise in and of itself that has continued on forever, especially in the comic book realm, with branching out and doing different things. I mean, there's so many different versions of Batman, and everybody keeps buying that. Everybody keeps reading it. So you can do that with The Walking Dead as well, as long as they do it correctly. If it's the same thing as the original Walking Dead, nobody's going to want to watch it.
Well,
And I don't feel like it'll work. You have to
comic books-
have something a little bit different.
the comic book's over now, right?
It finished last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Either at the very early part of this year or end of last year.
yeah, those characters' journeys are over. They always said they weren't. The show and the comic weren't related. It drew from the comic, but I don't know.
It drew pretty heavily, but they did,
It
diverge
changed
a
a lot
little
of
bit.
stuff. I don't know. I mean, I still enjoy the Walking Dead universe. It's a soap opera.
To be honest, what was the last season that you even watched?
9.
You've watched every season up to 9?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's pretty good.
I'm like 1 season behind.
Because it really did lose my attention at like season 4. I got through season 4.
Whenever Rick left the show, that's really when I quit watching.
Yeah, if I made it
either
that
season
far, I
8
would
or
have done the
9.
same thing. But I just couldn't do that same thing every single season. And I get that there was other storylines like woven into it throughout the season, but it was just like it was just too much work.
There was a lot of praise for season 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So, yeah, season 11, the last one for The Walking Dead. I think that is a good decision, a very good decision that AMC is making.
Still gets great ratings.
It does, but they've got a bigger world to tap into, and I think that original cast is done.
I think they're going to go into the movies, frankly. And it'll kill at the movies.
I think it'll be killed at the movies.
No.
Yes, it
If
will.
that came out as a movie, everybody would see it. As a lower budget horror movie, absolutely.
I just don't really feel like it would. We've been so inundated with Walking Dead. I don't think a movie will really.
I think it's a different enough thing that it'll kind of jumpstart things a little bit. Okay,
All right.
The Walking Dead season 10 averaged, it's not doing well, Jerry. 5.4 million viewers per episode. So it's still probably the number 1 show on television.
It really is.
With a 1.9 rating among adults 18 to 49, the show ranks 11th among all primetime shows measured by Nielsen. So I don't know what is ranking above that. Like things like
I
The
have no
Big
idea.
Bang Theory.
Survivor.
I don't know if that would in the same category though, because it's not scripted. But maybe things
Oh,
like
I just thought like Nielsen ratings went off of like whatever the highest rated show was, like whatever you're watching.
yeah, you're probably right.
People are tuning into this show.
Okay. It's still outperforming other scripted shows on U.S. cable networks. It has emerged as the top-rated cable drama on U.S. TV for the 2019-2020 season. So the top number one cable drama, not including. So if you take the network television series off, and you know that. So network shows that are big, you get things like the CSIs, you get things like that, NCISs. I don't know if these are still on, but those kinds
Oh,
of shows.
they are. They
Big
definitely
Bang
are.
Theory, things like that. So as far as cable television dramas, it's still number one. And that honestly, that show would kill on HBO. Kill.
I don't know. Maybe.
5.4 million viewers per episode is
Don't you?
massive number.
I mean, that's what I mean. Don't you think it's killed already? I mean, it's killed everything on AMC and a network that when it came out on AMC really wasn't that big of a deal.
But if you look at those numbers, that's not saying cancel this show.
No,
There's
it's
shows
not.
that get renewed
You're right.
that have under 1 million viewers.
I just think they know the right timing,
I think it's expensive.
and I think I'm sure it's expensive. But
I think that cast, the people that haven't been, a lot of the people that have left or been killed off, it's because they were expensive.
here's the deal. I don't think the network wants to see a dip in that. I think they want to cap it at a high, kind of like Robert Kirkman did in the comic book where he just ended it, not telling anyone. So I think they're going to do the same thing, start a new, like you said, 2 new franchises basically on the same thing and ride that high because people are going to be pissed or want more.
People are going to watch them regardless, and it's going to be a lot cheaper to produce.
Yes. And they're going to get the same viewership
And you'll
right
lose
off the
some
bat.
of those, and you'll lose some of those eventually over time, or it could be a hit.
But still, if you're getting 4 million views an episode compared to the 5 on 2 different shows, you're winning.
Yeah. Other cable television dramas preferred well in the States across the 19 and 20 season. Better Call Saul was up there. It was another AMC show, and it's a really good show. Meanwhile, HBO's Stephen King adaptation of The Outsider attracted an average of 9 million viewers per episode across all platforms, making it the most watched first-year HBO drama since Westworld in 2016. Difference, though, is you can log on and stream Outsider whenever you want. So it's a lot easier to watch.
But I don't think they take streaming in consideration. I think these are views.
HBO, though, they must take it into consideration.
I don't think so because well, I guess they'd have to because you have to have an HBO subscription in order to watch it no matter what.
The Last Dance, Michael Jordan documentary, averaged almost 12.9 million viewers across all platforms for Sports Network.
Which
ESPN.
makes sense.
Across all platforms. But it's on a lot of platforms, but yes.
Well, not when it first came out. It was ESPN.
True.
So you could watch that on your Dish network or...
So as much hate as you want for Walking Dead, it's still a massive performing show. And what they're doing is they're going to use that to start a new franchise and hopefully gain some new viewers while at the same time dramatically cutting the cost of the show.
Yes. That's exactly what's going to happen, but I'm glad it's over.
From a non-fan. Okay.
Right. No, it's not that I'm a non-fan. I love Robert Kirkman. I think he's a incredible writer, and I love his story. And I think The Walking Dead scratched an itch in comic book, like in a comic book genre that people needed at the right time. But it just, I don't know, the story on screen didn't play out for me the way I wanted it to, so I watched other things. Big release last Friday, Chris. Big release.
What's that?
One of a few. Mulan.
Oh.
Mulan was released on Disney Plus last Friday, September 4th, where you could buy it for $30.
I'll make a man
Out of you. She's a girl,
She is.
by the way. So it released. People can buy it right now. If you don't want to buy it, wait till December because you get it for free.
Correct.
but they're in a little bit of hot water.
You know, it's bullshit. That's
Here's
what
the
it
deal.
is.
Do you know about this?
Yes, a little bit. But
With
go ahead.
China.
Yes, with China.
With China.
China. Well, not with China.
The
With
Chinese.
Americans about China.
That's not what I heard.
Oh, okay. Then there's two things they're in hot water about. But go ahead.
There is. So this one that I'm going to talk about is that. So it's all about filming. So the majority of this film was filmed in New Zealand. Almost entirely was it filmed in New Zealand. But they had 20 different locations that they filmed in China. And apparently, it's widely known in the filming community that you are supposed to get the Chinese central government approval to film in China. They got none of that. They just went there, filmed in the Zhejiang province, did their thing, and left.
Oh, well.
No government approval, and now they're finding this out because after seeing the film, this is after the film released, people had watched the film and said, "I know where that's at."
Yeah.
And that's why it's becoming a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Listen, I mean, Disney made this movie for China.
They did.
And that's drawing a lot of heat from the United States right now because there's a lot in the United States that feel less than satisfied with the antics of China.
China.
And the way that American corporations lay down or appease China in whatever way they can. I don't care about any of that. There's also arguments from some American people that there's some atrocities happening in some of the regions of which they filmed this movie.
Okay.
And for example, Disney threatened or said that they were no longer going to film in Atlanta because there was some laws that Georgia was trying to pass that were pro-life. All right. So Atlanta or Georgia in general tried to pass some pro-life legislation, not a ban of abortions, just some access stuff. And I'm not going to get into the politics of that. But the CEO of Disney and is with every other entertainment company in the United States came out, and because they're ultra leftists, said, and the biggest thing that in Georgia for a lot of people is filming.
It's filming. It's became huge
in the United States. Is most of that filming
Atlanta, Savannah. I mean, all those places are filming big time.
So all
Walking
these
Dead.
corporations went there and they said, you know what? If you pass that legislation, we're leaving. And Disney did the same thing. They didn't leave. I don't know if they passed the legislation or not. Irregardlessly, they went to China and filmed in the same province where they have concentration camps where they are imprisoning their Muslim, Chinese Muslim, what do you call it? Minorities. They're imprisoning them into camps.
Wow.
And it's a horrible human rights violation, apparently, the little bit I know about it. But nothing about that, you know.
But that's documented, like that's
absolutely
legitimately happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, then that's happening. But they won't film in Atlanta because of proposed possible pro-life legislation. But they'll go film in a province where they're putting people in concentration camps.
Holy smokes!
Yeah. So there's
that's a little bit of hot, there's a little bit of hot water on both sides of Mulan.
But none of that matters because all that I care about is the quality of the movie.
And this is where we're at. Like in America, really all I want to know about is the quality of this movie.
Which the reviews are in, and they're very good for the most part.
Yeah, all reviews are very good. Isn't it, what is it, 80% or 85%?
Yeah, like 85, something like that.
On Rotten Tomatoes, which is a very good score. I want to watch this really bad. I don't know if I'm going to buy it or not. You know?
I already did.
Did you?
I purchased it. I was going to watch it last night. Okay, so it's a 75% Rotten Tomatoes score, 51% audience score.
That's not as good as I thought.
That could be colored by the controversy, though.
I think it is.
So I don't know. Like if I went on here and looked at the critical,
So I had heard a review from Mark Bernardin.
Mm-hmm.
And he is on Fat Man on Batman with Kevin Smith. It's a podcast I listen to. Chris does as well. And he had said he loves the movie, thinks it's really great, thinks it's shot very well, the action's good. There is no little dragon companion.
Oh, that's the other thing that huge amounts of people are upset about, and every review that I'm reading that's bad is about that.
About no dragon?
Yeah.
You understand that. So this Mulan is like a Chinese folklore that stems back
Right.
like
It's like a
centuries.
mythological.
Yeah. And there was no ever talk of dragons ever. Disney added that for children to like have fun with, right? Like it was the sidekick animal that you could laugh at. That's why that was
But
added.
I'm
But
believe that there's people that turn into birds in this new iteration. So it's not like magic is not.
oh, really? He didn't say anything about that. But what he said was the only thing that he said, and maybe this is spoilers to some people, so if you don't want to hear it, then shut it off. It's really nothing big. But she goes and she saves the emperor like she does. I mean, if you haven't seen Mulan yet, you need to go watch the cartoon version first. But she saves the emperor. Everybody finds out what she does. And instead of just saying like, yes, she's really great. Like she's an incredible fighter and has this ability, they turn it into like she has a higher chi.
Yeah, she's
than
basically
people.
a superhero.
Yes, they
She
turn
has
it into.
superhuman fighting abilities.
That's what they turn it into in the real life, like the live action movie that came out. Is that she's almost superhuman, and
She isn't almost superhuman. She's superhuman.
oh really?
Yeah. So
He was saying it was more of like she has this centered chi that is better than other people's, and if she can block everything out and do that, then she has this ability more than anyone else.
but there's pretense here that people don't understand. When you don't understand genre, okay? This is a genre of film that a lot of people aren't familiar with in the United States. Okay? It's the genre of film that Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and House of Flying Daggers.
He said it's very familiar to that.
That is what happens in those movies. The people, the fighters, the stars of those movies
Yeah.
are like superhuman. They're flying, they're jumping around from tops of bamboo trees to
Yes.
another,
Yes.
having over the top ridiculous fights. They are using powers.
Yes.
This is an established thing in that genre of film. And this is meant to be that type of a film, like a Hero with Jet Li or Crouching Tiger.
Jet Li's in this movie as the Emperor.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That as a reason to dislike the movie in itself.
Oh no,
is
he didn't
ridiculous.
say he disliked it. He just said he disliked that aspect of it. He thought it would have been better suited to just say, maybe she's just this good. Maybe she's just better than you. Like
Right.
that's all he wanted it to be. Instead
Okay,
of making
that
them
is such
superhuman.
a bullshit political
I know.
thing. Okay?
I know.
That is so dumb. Okay. This is not an unknown thing if you understand that genre whatsoever. To
I
say,
don't think he does.
Oh, she can't just be better just because. She has to have a reason that she's better because she's a woman. That is just bullshit politics. And I don't.
I
even wanna
agree
hear
with
it.
you.
She has more chi than other people. That's a good explanation of why she has more powers than other people.
He claims it was like the midichlorians of the early Star Wars. Like he said they did a midichlorian thing where all of a sudden they say, well, she has more midichlorians or more chi than anybody else. And he was like pandering, or not pandering, but like looking down on that because everybody kind of criticized the midichlorian deal with the early Star Wars.
If you're going to have any
prequels.
argument with that, have an argument that is, what did she do to earn more chi?
Right.
Because she shouldn't have just been born with it. It comes through training. Now, they do show her training at a young age and her whole life. So maybe that is the explanation. I haven't seen it. But I hope they don't make her a Mary Sue.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that's the case.
Where she just has, which is kind of like Rey in Star Wars, where she's just automatically great at everything with no explanation and no struggle.
And just has it.
So I don't know. I bought it. I sat down and watched it with the family. I watched about the first 20 minutes of it.
Oh, you did?
My kids began having meltdowns.
Oh,
And I shut it off because I didn't want to watch it in that environment.
I agree.
And I want my kids to watch it. And they were not cooperating. So I watched the first 20 minutes. It looks great. There was some, she is in a resemblance in a big way of a superhuman character.
Really?
but I don't know. And so are some of the villains. I mean, I saw.
Sure.
Well, I don't know what they call them in this movie, but essentially they're the Huns.
Yeah.
They're jumping off of horses from 100 yards away and running up the sides of a castle wall.
Oh, well, yeah,
That's what happens in these movies. That's what happens in House of Flying Daggers. This is how characters behave.
yeah. And how do you ignore that aspect of the movie, but not the aspect of her?
In all of these
the main
movies,
character and the hero of the story.
The villains and the heroes that are successful have these over-the-top abilities. They never really explain why, but it's a great explanation to say they have more chi, I guess, if that's what you want to do. But I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah. And you know a lot about those
So
movies.
I have
more
no
than
issue
I
with
do,
that.
so.
That's one of my favorite genres of movie. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
excited to see it. I'm glad that they went that direction with a movie that is Mulan rather than making some Americanized take on it. So I'm hoping that they did that.
And I love musicals, but I'm really glad that they made this not a musical, a live action musical. Because I just, this type of film, I think, suits it better.
So I'm not buying the reviews because I've read a bunch of them here. They're all picking about stupid things like it's not as good as the cartoon. Disney shouldn't remake stuff. There's always a group of people that are going to be vocal online that are going to hate this movie in particular.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or not.
Well, we'll have to find out ourselves, but I think there is mixed reviews, but a lot of people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So those people
The little bit I saw,
probably
I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it. We should move on quickly.
Yeah, the last thing for news-wise that I wanted to talk about is that a huge trailer came out on September 9th. I've been waiting for this my entire life, I feel like. And it is Dune. The Dune trailer. If you don't know the Dune franchise, we've talked about it a bunch on this podcast. You should know it by now if you follow us.
Tony, one of our listeners, had sent me a South Park clip of when they do Dune on South Park.
They do it?
Yeah, well, kind of. It's really funny. And I thought that you were in on the text, but I guess you weren't.
No.
But he was talking about it and sent me that clip of South Park. So look that up.
I'll have to look it up because that intrigues me.
It's just basically clips from the show, and anytime anything happens, like the character, it'll zoom in on the character's face, and they'll be like, "The spies, I need the spies."
So, this trailer threw me back in a world that I need to be in.
It looks great. I mean, it really looks good.
Looks incredible.
It looks visually spectacular.
Yes, like above everything.
Yeah.
Like that is what set it apart for me. I think Timothy Chalamet, is that how you say his last name? Chalamet is going to be an incredible Paul Atreides.
Yes, agreed.
I think Zendaya will be very good. The Baron Harkonnen character that comes up out of the goop, whatever that is, the goop part.
Yeah,
I think he will be very good because
Oscar Isaac looks great.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac. They all look incredible. I think this whole thing is going to be shot very well.
The cast looks incredible.
I don't know. And then
is Bautista in it?
Yes, he was.
And Jason Momoa.
He's one of the Harkonnens. Jason Momoa's in it. Yeah,
And is that his trainer?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know, just little bits and pieces of this trailer that go through the timeline of Paul or him turning into Muad'Dib, like all of that happening, just looks incredible.
I think it looks great because
I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to keep saying incredible.
they had the opportunity to make like a Hunger Games type YA take, and it doesn't look like they went that way.
This is not it.
But
no.
it is to a certain extent. So I feel like it's going to bridge the gap there between maybe like a YA plus like a big screen epic in a good way.
I got no YA from it whatsoever.
No, that's why I'm saying it is in some aspects.
To the point only because the main character
he's
is like
young.
14 years old.
Right. So I'm just saying it looks amazing. I'm super excited about it. I wish it came out tomorrow,
I do too.
but it's probably better it comes out in November because hopefully we get to see it in the movie theater.
All I want in my life right now is to be able to see this movie in the theaters.
The movie theaters around here are open.
Yeah, then I'm going. I don't care if I have to wear a spacesuit. I'm going to go to this movie and I'm going to watch it in a big screen theater.
I agree.
They show you the sandworms or the spice worms. I call them sandworms because Beetlejuice does.
You know, I'm not as that wasn't like such a huge deal to me as it seems to be to other people.
No, I'm just glad they showed it.
Yeah,
I'm glad because I've been
looks
wondering.
like a giant butthole.
It does. It's hot.
No, I'm planning to
The
read
nose
that
tubes.
book before.
This is what I was going to get into is that I started reading this book already. I'm like 100 pages into it.
Yeah.
Because once I knew that
I mean, I've read it many times before.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm probably going to listen to the audiobook in the Combine this fall.
Honestly, I should do that too. But I want to get through the first one again. And then I still haven't ever read the second or third book, like Messiah and Children of Dune.
I've read those 3.
The bajillion others afterwards.
Yeah.
But those 3 are what I want to read because it's all Frank Herbert's work.
Yeah. Frank Herbert.
Frank Herbert. Herbert. That's what I really want to read. I want to get through those hopefully before the movie comes out. If I can do that, I will be happy. If I don't do that, I will still be happy because I'm watching the movie Dune.
Yeah, agreed.
All of you need to go watch this trailer. Even if you haven't ever read the book, I want you to watch the trailer because I think it will blow you away. It's very sci-fi. Get that?
It is very sci-fi. If you don't like sci-fi, you're not going to like it probably.
Maybe not,
But I'd give it a chance anyway.
but I think you should.
Like Marley will not like this movie.
Really?
No, not a chance.
Amy would be on the fence.
I
She's
wonder-
never read the books or anything, but I think she could enjoy this movie if she can keep up with what's happening.
Here's the thing. Okay, they can do sci-fi that anybody can watch, right? And anybody can enjoy.
Yeah.
And then there's sci-fi that not anybody can watch or anybody can enjoy. And it doesn't look to me like this is the type of sci-fi that anybody can watch and enjoy. It looks to me like this is, I mean, the book Dune is not pop sci-fi.
No, it's not at all.
It's deep.
This is deep stuff that
You
takes a
gotta
little bit of
enjoy-
work
You
to
got to
do.
enjoy that genre
Yeah.
significantly. And
To me, it blew me away when I read it. I mean, to be honest, it literally blew me away. And then to now see the things that I've read in that world, like on a screen, because I've watched the one isn't it from the 80s?
yeah,
I've watched that. It didn't resonate to me like the book. Like it didn't look like the book.
not at all.
In what
This
my mind's eye
looks
was.
like what I pictured when I read the book.
That's what I'm saying.
A
It's
little
like,
more gray, a little more sand colored. I always pictured it
Well,
very
they don't show-
dark and shadowy.
they don't show much on the ships, really.
Right.
And they don't show much with him with the Freemen in the caves or anything like that. They just show the sand parts and him standing with the Bene Gesserit and the pain box. That part was cool.
Yeah, I don't even really remember that from the book.
You don't?
No, not
The pain
specifically.
box?
I guess. It's been a while since I've read it.
I love the way they made the Bene Gesserit look like. That, what's her name? I don't remember her name in the book, but
Oh,
it's like a specific person.
I don't remember either.
And I didn't think of her as terrifying as what she looked like, but she struck a little bit of a chord where I wanted to cry. No. I'm excited about it. That's all I have to say. Watch the Dune trailer. It's coming out in November, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Hopefully.
Now we will move on quickly to what we're watching.
I finally finished Umbrella Academy.
I feel like that's a longer discussion than we have time for, but go ahead.
No, we don't need to get too deep into it.
Okay.
So
So
I
we
don't
can
need
finally
to.
talk about it.
Yeah, I don't need to go too deep into this.
Spoilers or no?
If you want, it doesn't matter to me. All I really wanted to say is that I enjoy this show very much so.
It's the most watched show like ever.
For Netflix at this point, I think.
Is that hard to believe to you?
Very much.
Is that no? That can't be more than Stranger Things.
I don't know.
Or was that
I don't
just
think
this year or what?
It's so unknown. Netflix does not release any of its.
It's extremely
numbers.
successful according to Netflix.
Yes, it is, and rightfully so. This season was so well produced and shot and put together. I think it's very good. I had a problem with that every episode seemed like it was just following all of the characters around to random places and not doing what they needed to do.
Absolutely.
That's the whole season, and that bothered me.
I hate when plot points revolve around people not doing the things they should easily be doing.
Exactly. And that bothered me. So I even feel like
So there's a lot of coincidental things that happen.
the first season did it better to where they got them all together as a team to do a certain thing to try to fix the end of the world. And then they finally, after like 6 episodes, it took them like 6 episodes, but after those 6 episodes for like 7, 8, and 9, and 10, or however many there were in season 1, they finally did a thing. And definitely in the last 2 episodes, I remember telling you, like, oh, wait, it gets better. And then they do it. I didn't get that satisfaction with this season.
Well, I would agree with that, although I thoroughly enjoyed this season way more than I enjoyed the first season.
I did enjoy this season better, I will say that, than the first one, just because of the production. And I do like the in-depth character like struggles that you have, because they've built like a life. Each person has built a life of their own. I like that aspect.
They're not all super interesting lives, but
No, it like you said, it aggravates the hell out of me that it is such a simple thing to like meet up in this alley in 30 minutes because we can go back home to where you've lived forever.
right, and save the world.
Yeah, and
Doing
save everything that you know. And none of them seem to be able to do that. Like, are you joking me?
Right.
I don't know.
I will say I enjoyed Luther. He was a big problem I had in the first season. He was much better in this season. What's the Clive? No.
Klaus.
Klaus was my favorite character by far in the first season, and he continues to be in the second season.
I think it pays off big time when they let the brother like take over his body.
I wish this show was just about him.
He's very good.
But 5 was kind of annoying to me in the first season. I loved him in the second season. He was great, although I didn't care for the older 5.
Yes.
And you know, I never liked Vanya. She's better in this season than the first, less whiny. But
is she?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of that character.
I want so much more out of Vanya because she is so much more of a character. I feel like she has so much power, and they just literally like mute her completely. I just think it's poor writing.
Well,
for that specific character.
And I really, really enjoy the handler, and I liked this whole situation between Batman guy and the handler's daughter.
Yes. Diego.
I loved Diego in this season.
Yeah, Diego and that other girl.
So much better, and he looks so much cooler with the long hair.
He looks
did.
very
He looked very
disheveled.
awkward in the first season, and he looks better in this season.
Why do you think he looks awkward in the first season with hair that's just cut?
Weird. But I did love the fact that you find out that he's got a lot more powers than you thought he had.
Right.
And I think he's got healing abilities too.
I'm almost positive.
Yeah, he does have healing abilities. So he is like Batman mixed with Wolverine, mixed with somebody that can make force fields. It's pretty cool.
Right. He's got way more than you've ever known to begin with. And it takes a while for you to understand that throughout the whole show. They don't even touch on that until
he's literally
episode 8.
One of the most
something like that.
Powerful characters, I would say.
It just frustrates me that they all can't follow simple direction. And like, what's the girl's name? The other girl?
I can't remember.
She can speak into people's...
Seems like she could just take everything, make everything super easy.
She could, and just doesn't. She just refuses to use her power, and then because she gets too caught up in it, stop it. Like, just use your power.
Writing. That's bad writing.
Yeah, just use your power and get this over with. Like, she could have easily, and she was too wrapped up with her husband. And I get it, like, it's your husband now, you got married, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There was too much struggle there that bothered me.
I enjoyed it a lot more in the first season, which I was kind of on the fence with. And I will continue to watch it and recommend it to pretty much anybody. It's not a show. It's a show anybody can watch pretty easily.
You can. Yeah.
You gotta, if you like sci-fi,
you got to start from season 1 though. You can't pick it up at season 2.
Not.
Not even close. So
I'll do one of mine that I've been watching. I finished watching seasons 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai.
you did. I need to watch this.
So I'm all caught up. It continues to be one of my favorite shows of the year, which I know it's been out for a couple of years. I love it, man. It just makes me so happy to watch it. It is delightfully 80s, frustrating at times because, again, of choices that characters make that revolve around coincidences or misunderstandings that drive drama and push kind of that narrative. But it's almost like it's meant to be that for a certain amount. It's very 80s and it's very meant to be like over the top like that. So, but not in a way that's cheap. Like it's done on purpose.
Okay.
And I said this before. It's got that aspect of like that 80s feel good Karate Kid type thing. But it flips the script completely by retreading the same story, but flipping it around enough, retreading the same story purposefully with intent, and then flipping that narrative enough times to be almost self-referential. I know I'm getting way too deep into the show.
Yeah, you
but
really
they
are.
do a really good job of it. Okay, and it's fun to watch, and it's the acting is great. Ralph Macchio, he's got it. He's a very good actor. At the first season, he's going to be a little cheesy.
Okay.
But he starts to improve significantly towards the second season. The whole rest of the cast is incredible. His daughter, Johnny Lawrence, the guy who plays Johnny Lawrence, is really good. He just is really good. Every single person in this is good. And it's kind of like adult show mixed with teen show, but it's almost like a teen show made for people that were teens
Okay.
20 years ago.
That makes sense. That makes much better sense than anything you've said.
I mean, it's definitely made for adults, but it's made in a way to give you that feeling of a teen.
So I was talking to a guy today about it, and he said, as long as you've liked the first, like the movies, you will enjoy this.
Absolutely.
And that made much better sense than anything you've said. No.
I'm going to tell
Just
you,
giving you shit.
it's really good. It's really good.
I know. I need to watch it.
You need to watch it. You'll totally get sucked in. It's easy to watch. It's not super long.
I just have so many things I'm watching, Chris, because I just started a whole new season of show.
Me too.
The Boys,
Correct.
season 2.
Me too.
So I am 3 episodes in.
Same. 3 episodes in, almost halfway through the season.
This show is so crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't want to say good. I'm definitely not going to say bad. It's just
It's not bad. It is not bad. It's just I don't know how to feel about this season so far.
I feel so far the
going
same
on.
kind of a little bit as the first, where it feels slow, but it's not.
But it's not. And I understand that with the first season. And the reason I like the first season so much is because of my love for the story of like behind the scenes superhero stuff, right? Like I love the idea of having contracted superheroes with the government. I love seeing behind the scenes of that and getting the, like they're fake in front of the camera because they are like a government contractor, right? Yeah. And they have to look good because the government's paying them. But on the backside of this, they're all absolutely terrible people. I loved that aspect of it. This season feels very much of the same, which I didn't think it would change much. I like that they brought in a few new characters so far, a couple new characters at least.
Stormfront.
But I just don't think...
What about the blind superhero?
That was...
Insane.
I liked that. I liked that a lot because Homelander just doesn't give a shit.
Homelander is...
He seems much more angry.
He is perhaps one of the most disturbing and evil characters that has ever been committed to television screens.
I agree. Because of his ability.
Disturbingly evil.
Very much so.
And manipulative, but also like...
He's psychotic.
Psychotic, but also childish and almost naive in a way. But you don't feel sorry for him.
No.
But they could flip the script and make you feel... They tried it in the first season and it didn't really work.
No, they'd have to change a lot of story.
So what caught me off guard right in the beginning is, how they do the little recap.
Yeah.
There was a bunch that I did not remember or recollect in any way. I actually went back
Oh,
and,
really?
and tried to watch the last 2 episodes of the last season. Have no memory of them. So I'm almost wondering if I must have fallen asleep watching them.
Oh,
I
wow.
feel like I have no memory of them at all. So
Oh, geez. If you haven't seen the last 2 episodes of the first season, then you're.
I got about halfway through the last episode and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't commit this time. I'm like, I understand what the story is. And I just went right back to season 2.
So you never saw like the last few
I
scenes
saw
of the
it.
last.
I just don't remember it.
Well, then you didn't see it.
Okay, give me no, I did see it. I just didn't remember it off the top, right away. Now I understand what happened. Now,
So like Homelander took the butcher like back to the house after he killed the woman that was running the agency.
yeah, which I didn't remember. He did
He
that.
like burned her eyes out.
Yes, I remember. Or I saw it in the recap.
Yeah. And then he takes the butcher back to
Why didn't he kill him?
his home
Because he wanted to show him that his wife was there with his kid.
with Homelander's son.
Correct. Yeah. So I know that now.
Oh, okay. Yes.
but-
So that's like the ending of it.
I
And
thought so, but there was so many scenes that I didn't remember.
He was
I didn't
always
really remember the drama that was happening between Starlight and Hugh.
well, they were
Huey.
dating.
Well, I
like,
know
kind
that,
of dating.
but anyway.
And then he lied to her a lot, and she was trying to tell him the truth, and then she didn't like the fact that he lied to her, and then they split up.
She's kind of an annoying character.
A bit. Yes.
I really like the Deep so far in this season.
I do too.
I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, I just feel like it's going to be the same thing. I think the story is changing a little bit. It's going to get a little edgier if you can. I don't know if you can.
That's the way they've been saying it's going to be.
I think it is going to be that way. I just don't know if there's going to be like how much more character development of these people can you have? I don't know. I think it might be one note.
I love the aspect of this season bringing in the super villain.
Yes.
And the fact
That's the way they should do it.
And I won't go into specifics. I like how they're doing that. Obviously, there's some spoilers if I gave all the details of it, although we're only talking about the first 3 episodes here,
Right.
so it's not a huge deal. But
How many is there? 8?
I don't know, 8 or 10.
I think there's 8. Might be 10. I don't know.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep, that's going to be my standard here. I'll be done.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a week to week. So.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. You're
Boy,
caught up right now.
Yeah,
There's
I
only
guess I
3
didn't
out.
realize that.
Number 4 comes out tomorrow,
Okay.
which is good. I like that.
Yeah, I'll catch up to it tomorrow then as well.
So, big bucket of win for the boys so far. Huge bucket of win for Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And a medium-sized bucket of KFC chicken for Umbrella Academy.
Yep.
And we're excited to watch Mulan.
And I'm still watching Halt and Catch Fire as well, but I kind of paused that because I started watching The Boys. I'm enjoying Halt and Catch Fire. It's a different show. It's got a different way of acting. I don't know. It's just maybe it's the way it's filmed. I don't know what it is, but it's a little bit peculiar and strange to me, and I think that's why I have as much intrigue to the show as I do. Because the story itself is a little, all right,
Right.
that's fine. But I'm just at the tail end of the first season, and there's 4 seasons.
The Boys season 2 has a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes, and critic score 84% audience score. And just for reference, by the way, Cobra Kai on Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
has a audience score of 94
Wow.
and a critic score of 94.
Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
it could do a little bit better then.
It'll do better now that it's on Netflix. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I guarantee you it's getting a much wider audience.
Oh yeah, because people are talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's it. With that, we're gonna get into our top
10
10
fast food restaurants.
or restaurantes.
Restaurantes.
Let's just preface this whole thing by saying I'm a fan of fast food.
Gosh. I love fast food.
My
It is-
body doesn't want me to be a fan of it.
it is actively killing me.
Absolutely. And I went through a long period of my life, years, decade probably, where I wouldn't eat it.
No way.
I would occasionally. But I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't eat
there's
fast
no
food. I
way.
shouldn't eat fast food. It's not good for you, blah, 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 blah. And then as I got older and fatter, I just decided let's just,
I'm gonna succumb to the
let's
monster.
live a life, right? Let's just live that life.
Yeah.
And I don't eat fast food that often. I mean, but I probably eat once a week.
You ever had a quesarito?
I have. So, and on top of that, I feel like I could come to this with a bit of an expertise,
Oh, I agree. I think you can.
because I worked at Burger King.
Oh, that's true.
I
You
was,
did. I forgot about that.
I started on the specialty line, so making all the chicken and fries. I started there, worked my way up.
That's a specialty? Chicken and fries?
Just like anything that isn't a burger, what they consider like a special. Well, fries were one thing,
Yeah.
and then the specialty items were like the chicken stuff.
Oh, all right.
All right, and then I worked my way up because I was the best employee by a vast margin. I worked my way up to the
Manager.
cheeseburger bar.
To the manager of the store?
No,
Oh.
to the cheeseburger line. So I ran that line. Oh, before that, I ran the broiler. So I was the guy that steamed the buns and ran the patties through the broiler.
Okay.
And then I came to the burger line, and then eventually I hit the gold standard, the Whopper line.
Oh my gosh.
I ran that Whopper line.
You were a Whopper maker?
Yeah, I was. And that was back in the day before we had computers at all to tell you what the order. I mean, McDonald's had computers, but not Burger King. So they still had the microphone.
Yeah.
So when somebody ordered, they'd be like,
I took a Whopper, no pickle.
I caught the no pickle.
that's it. And so it was very difficult. It was still, I will maintain, an extremely stressful job, not to be maligned by people as some sort of bullshit easy job.
Yeah.
It was an extremely difficult job and stressful, or at least for somebody that gives a shit about their job and either a little bit, which most of the employees did not.
Right. I'm sure they didn't.
But it is amazing how you get, and Burger King, I don't know, it's not as popular now, but when I worked there, every day during lunch, there would be a line out the door, and there would be a line of cars around the building.
In Morris.
In Morris, yeah.
And now it's like a ghost town.
it is a ghost town.
Nobody goes to Burger King in Morris.
I will say,
It's where you go to die.
almost every single order was so fucked up. Like the stupid shit I had to do. Like Whopper, no bun, cut in quarters,
What?
pickles only. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
So I have
Every order was something like that. You know how many Whoppers I had to cut in quarters?
I've never heard of this.
That's what people do because you can have it your way, and they're going to make their way as annoying as possible.
I don't change my order very often at all.
Yeah.
And I always have this issue is like, if I change it, it's going to be messed up.
Yeah.
So
most
I
likely.
might as well order it the way they just want it to be, and I'll pick off what I don't want.
I hate when people ask for anything special.
I
Marley
just-
does it with every single order. It drives me insane. If I have to order for her and she says something that is anything,
You just ignore it.
I'm
and
just
order
like,
them.
nope, not doing that.
The only thing I've done ever really of changing an order has been asking. McDonald's used to have this sweet chili sauce. They don't have it anymore. But Mr. Seedentop told me about this little hack. And on a McChicken, you could ask for no mayonnaise, add sweet chili sauce to a McChicken.
Sounds good, but the mayonnaise is one of the best parts.
It is, but when you add that sweet chili, I would get one McChicken with mayonnaise, one McChicken with sweet chili sauce.
And then switch the buns. That's what you should do.
I should have, but I never did that. But I used to eat them like that. Man, that was so good. And then a new thing that I do is that I add Mac sauce to everything.
Oh,
Because you can add Big Mac sauce to everything.
even a cheeseburger? Like a
Yeah, oh
regular-
yeah.
Well, this is going to change my life.
I get double cheeseburgers with Mac sauce, and it is the best thing ever.
All right, let's jump into our top 10 here.
Yes.
I will start with my number 10 right off the top. It's a little place called Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Wow. You got that way lower than I thought you would.
Lower or higher?
Lower.
No. I haven't eaten a ton at Popeye's. I am not actually a huge fried chicken fan as far as like pieces of fried chicken.
Right.
But they have a lot of good sandwiches, like chicken sandwiches. Mm-hmm. They have some really good biscuits. and they got good fries that are like seasoned with like Cajun seasoning,
Yeah.
and their chicken is like seasoned with Cajun seasoning,
Right.
and it's excellent. It's really good. It's as far as chicken goes, it's one of the best out there.
Really.
Yeah.
That's my problem is that I have not eaten at Popeyes enough to give it a fair review, I don't think. So here's another preface real quick to this list. We are coming from the Midwest.
Yes.
We may not have
It's
the
it's
same
awesome
fast
that we have to
food.
say that now because we have people that listen all over the country,
Right.
and they're going to be like, "What are you talking about? In-N-Out Burger?"
Yeah, exactly. So
Like, I'm sorry, I've never eaten at an In-N-Out Burger.
that's the problem is that we haven't been across the country and eaten at every fast food location. So a lot of out west joints or eastern joints we haven't necessarily been to. So we're coming from a place of the Midwest, and that's all we can really grade it on.
Yeah. Oh, other things. That
I will tell you, I have eaten at some in the West that I may have on my list.
Another thing is we're doing no pizza
No pizza.
and nowhere that you have a waitress. No Steak and Shake. Nothing where you have a waiter wait on you. Because I love Steak and Shake. Frisco Melt's one of my favorite sandwiches in
Yeah.
the history of mankind.
Absolutely. The Frisco Melt at Steak and Shake is the best thing ever. But also, there's Waffle House that I would consider fast food.
It is not. It is a diner,
It is a
clearly.
diner.
So we're not counting any of those. They cannot make it onto our list whatsoever. I also, just from my personal thing, I try to include in my top 10 anyway, my honorable mentions might be a little different, things that are more ubiquitous, larger chains. I didn't necessarily do your smaller regional chains. However, I shouldn't say that. We'll just continue on. If
Yeah.
it's fast food, it's fast food.
It's fast food. Yeah. So my number 10 is going to be, it's going to blow you out of the water. You may not even ever heard of it. I don't know.
Okay.
But I've eaten at it often when I went and visited my sister when she lived in Washington, Illinois, down by the Peoria.
Okay.
But there are others around the state, I think all over actually, and it's called Einstein Brothers Bagels.
You know, I see them all over. I've never eaten one.
What they can do with a bagel is amazing to me.
I've seen it, and bagels are one of my favorite food in the world.
It is so good.
So I want to go there more than anything.
They
Bagel
have-
sandwiches.
I
would
know.
be,
And we
unbelievable.
bitch about McDonald's not having bagels right now because they don't have bagel sandwiches. But Einstein Brothers Bagels will do anything you want with a bagel, and they have a huge list of things you can do with it. And
Can you,
everything,
can you do
Chris. They have a
everything?
special room for that. And it's usually there's a line, but you can do it. But it's the first place I also had Caribou Coffee. Caribou Coffee is pretty good.
It's not bad. That's where, yeah, I've drank a lot of Caribou coffee.
That's the first time I ever saw it, but that's where
They have them all over Champagne
but they hold that style of coffee like,
exclusively.
yes, exclusively. That's the word I was trying to think of. But anyway, what they can do with a bagel, everything that they do in that place is very good. They also have like donuts and different stuff, but they have like savory options too with bagels.
Oh, yeah. That's what I
And-
want.
Oh my gosh.
I want
It's
to
just,
give me a pastrami bagel.
yeah, they have it.
I love bagels.
It's so good.
I want to go there. I have not, so it's not on my
To be
list.
honest, I've only eaten there maybe 5 times in my life, but those 5 times have left such a mark. It had to be in my top 10.
Okay. Similar story on my number 9. It's weird that I'm going chicken heavy here because I'm not a huge chicken guy for the most part.
I love chicken.
But this is a place I've only eaten at twice in my life.
Oh, all right.
And I know we have a lot of listeners in the Carolinas. And this
We
is
do.
in Florida. So this is one that's going to resonate with them because it's a southeastern chain. I
Okay.
believe. It's called Bojangles.
I've heard of Bojangles before. I've passed by some Bojangles, never ate there.
And it is delightful.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very good chicken place. They have all kinds of chicken sandwiches. It's like a Popeyes basically.
It's like a Raisin Cane's.
I've never been there.
See, that's a Western chicken place.
Okay, I've heard of it, but no, I've never
My
been
sister always talks up a storm about Raisin Cane's because she lived in Vegas and then went to Wyoming and Cheyenne, and they've got them all over out there.
there. If you live in the Carolinas, Bojangles is like your KFC,
Okay.
and it is delicious, and I love it. So that is my number 9.
My number 9 is a Western style burger joint that I have eaten at multiple times. But again, it's only maybe a handful of times, kind of like Einstein Brothers. And you already named it, and it's In-N-Out Burger.
Oh, I've never eaten there.
So I've eaten there a few times. Every time I went to visit my sister in Vegas, there's an In-N-Out Burger really close to them.
It's got to be overhyped, right? Because everybody's obsessed with it.
Yes,
Okay.
I will agree. It's overhyped.
That doesn't mean it's not good. I'm just saying it's.
Oh no, it's good. It's very good. It's a very good burger. I feel like you get all of the best things from them. I feel like you get the really good fries. You get a really good burger. Like, you tell them what you want. You know, you have to know the lingo, though. This is where the downfall comes in. I didn't know the lingo, and then slows the whole process down. But then once you start to know the lingo of how to order these burgers, you can get in there and just like slam the perfect order out.
See, that's what they're doing. They're making it into basically like a cult.
Yeah, you're a cult,
So
for sure.
people want to go back there because they feel proud of some stupid thing like knowing that they want it naked.
I have
style
like
or
this.
something.
I have this monthly
animal
payment
style.
that I just pay In-N-Out Burger now for no reason. No, it was very good. I sat down and ate it, and then when we left the very first time, I was like, "Yeah, it was good." It didn't blow me away. The next time I went there, and I knew what to do, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to throw this in there, throw that in there." Like, give me those 3 patties with the onion and the pickle and the ketchup and mustard and whatever you got to say. And it got better. And then the next time I went there, it got better. And
Because you feel like an insider.
I was kind of an insider.
Yeah, that's why they do that.
And I really enjoyed it. And I had to, again, it like touched me in a place where I had to throw it on my top.
In an appropriate place.
In my number 9 spot.
Well, that's good. My number 8 is one that people are going to disagree with heartily.
Oh, really?
It's going to cause a lot of controversy.
Okay.
All right, because a lot of people
I'm interested in this.
are real crazy about this place,
Really?
and they're going to want it to be higher. And it's just one of those places that if you live in the Chicago area, this is a regional fast food restaurant that's starting to spread across the country. But I feel like it gets a little overhyped, frankly, and people are a little crazy about it. But it is Portillo's.
Okay. I like that place.
I like it. I feel like a lot of people would have it higher in the Chicagoland area. People are fiercely proud of it,
You're right.
especially people from the suburbs.
All the suburbians are. That's the only place you can go.
Yeah, and it's like insane to drive through there and have people in the parking lot taking your orders and stuff. And listen, I love it. I love Italian beef sandwich.
Oh,
or,
yeah, love them.
A combo.
I've never had a burger from there. The guys at work were talking. There's one guy that goes to Portillo's all the time, and he's like, "You haven't had a Portillo's burger before?" I said, "No, never have." I was like, "Let's go and get one of those."
Yeah.
Because I want to try this now.
The salad bar place, the make your own salad place looks great. I've never done that.
Yeah, I haven't either. I feel so rushed.
Yes, you
Going
always
through
feel
Portillo's.
rushed, but I always end up, and they have hot dogs, of course. It's very Chicago-y,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
I believe it's pronounced Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago-y.
Chicago.
Chicago. I can't do it.
But anyway, I do enjoy it. It is quality stuff for sure. They also
Very
have
good. It's not cheap
No,
food.
it's not cheap. They have very good fries. The last time I went there, I'm like, you know what? Everybody is obsessed with the cake here, the chocolate cake. Never had it in my life. So last time I went there, I'm like, I'm gonna get this cake.
It's pretty good.
Oh my god, it is real good.
I know a man that literally almost killed himself off of Portillo's chocolate cake and ended up moving away from there to get away from their chocolate cake
It's really good.
because it was such a problem for him.
Yeah.
He would order whole cakes and bring them home and eat all of them. It's a problem.
But it is really good. I feel like a lot of people would have it higher, but I don't because I feel like while I feel like it's great, it's a little overhyped for my taste.
I agree with you. And if we're being honest here, and if everybody wants to like guess at what my top is, Portillo's in it.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you. I never even honestly thought about it
Right.
in my head because
It's one of those things that people that are from Chicago that move across the country, like, and if you're coming there from Chicago, they're like, bring it on the plane.
yeah, yes.
It is.
No, you're right.
White Castle's another one.
You're right.
My uncle lived in Nevada, in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And anytime anybody came out there, he would have White Castle flown back.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they not have White Castles out there?
I think it's like a regional thing.
I guess you're right. Because it's the In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
That's why.
I mean, it's from Chicago or area.
So, yeah, my number 8 is probably going to be panned because it is, kind of cliche. But it's a chicken joint. It's not Popeyes. What do you think it is?
It's KFC.
It is KFC.
Yeah.
I love their home-style buckets. I love their mashed potatoes.
I like KFC a lot too. I feel like I didn't get enough credit. The KFC buffet was one of my favorite places in the world.
Thank you for saying that, Chris. That's what I was going to bring up. KFC had a buffet that I loved. As a child, we would go there not very often at all.
Well, we went there after high school. It was still there when I was in high school.
No, we always went to the feed bag.
But when I was in high school,
For everything.
we would leave at the end of the day after school, and on the way home, we'd go through Morris and go to the KFC buffet.
Yeah.
Me and Victor Rexroad, and we would eat there like all the time. And then
It was
home.
so great. I loved everything about that. I love all of their sides. I really don't think there's a side that I don't enjoy.
On the buffet, they had chicken gizzard.
I don't remember
gizzards,
that.
and I loved them.
My dad eats a lot of chicken gizzards. I hate 'em.
KFC had the best side. I'm obsessed with it to this day of my life in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like discontinued everywhere.
Which one?
The macaroni salad. KFC.
They don't have macaroni salad anymore?
No, macaroni salad was from KFC specifically was the best macaroni salad I've ever had in my life. I've spent my entire life
Searching for that mac
trying
salad.
to get. I love mac salad. In the
So
first
do I.
place,
So do I. So
but
do I.
they're
Yeah,
never.
yeah.
The KFC one was a little sweet. Oh, it was incredible.
Well, I don't care what anybody says. Their chicken is phenomenal. You can get it so many different
it
ways.
really is good. It's
It
really
is
solid chicken.
Very good chicken.
What's your preferred method? Or do you like extra crispy? Do you like oven roasted? What do you like?
So it depends on the mood. I think the oven roasted is so much better than I ever thought it would be
Correct. It's very good.
that it blew me away. But I do want it extra crispy.
I love extra crispy as well.
You got to give me the extra crispy if I don't have another choice, or if I'm in a bit of a mood, maybe I'll get the home style.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called, home style?
I don't know, but they
Or
also,
is it oven grilled or oven baked?
they had grilled for a while. They had
the non-crispy.
they had the hot chicken for a while.
Every
was
once in
good.
a while they come out with like sandwiches. They had those burrito things.
But they had the Nashville hot chicken, right?
Yeah, they had one of those, but they had those twisters.
Yep, those were great.
Do you remember the
You
Twisters?
don't know how many twisters I ate.
Holy
that was like my
smokes.
go-to. I love those twisters.
Those things were like
I
crack.
also like their wings. Their wings are really good.
The wings are very good, but if I get their
honey
chicken,
barbecue wings.
oh, that's a whole nother level. You get the honey with the biscuits.
Absolutely.
And their biscuits are fine. I wouldn't put their biscuits above everyone else's. I just think they're fine. But something about that honey sauce, they call it a honey sauce.
Yes, because I've tried to recreate it with honey at my house, and it's not as good.
I don't know what they do. It's something.
They
I
add
think
sugar
David.
to honey, I think.
Yeah, they might. I think David recreated that. I don't remember. He recreated some sort of honey.
It's very good. You're making me kind of rethink my priorities here with Bojangles and Popeyes. I should have had KFC.
I'm telling you, I love KFC, and maybe it is a regional thing. It probably is. I don't think KFC's as big in other places.
Oh, yes,
but
it is. KFC is like the biggest chicken chain in the world.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Across the country?
Church's is pretty big. But,
Church's chicken is huge. Yeah.
But KFC is by far the biggest. It's got to be.
Okay. Well, all y'all need to try some KFC.
Yeah, they got great advertising, too.
Get yourself a bucket. They really do. Really good advertising.
I love when Norm MacDonald was the
Yeah.
guy. All right, so that's your number 8.
Yes, sir.
10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, my number 7 is the staple of drunk men and women across America, and also a favorite of mine, and that is Taco Bell.
This is a travesty.
Too low?
Yes. I can't believe it. I don't even know what you're going to do. I don't know.
Well,
go ahead.
I don't feel like it's low. I mean, it's at 7, right? So there's a lot of things I love about Taco Bell, except for that feeling you get after you eat Taco Bell.
I revel in the feeling.
But I do like that it seems like you can eat an endless amount of Taco Bell.
Can't stop.
Like
man.
some of the orders that I make at Taco Bell are like 3 meals.
I've been involved with a lot of these orders that you've made. Some of them, not a lot of them, but some of these orders that you made at Taco Bell, it's a lot of food.
Yeah.
It's a lot of food. Half of it you've left in my car before.
I'm a fan of my go-to, which they don't have on the menu anymore, I don't think. It was the grilled stuffed burrito. Beef,
Yeah.
no beans. That's my only special order in any fast food restaurants. I get no beans on the grilled stuffed burrito.
Okay.
Beef, soft shell on the taco, Crunchwrap Supreme, please. Mm-hmm. Add that in because that's one of the greatest inventions in the history of mankind.
Pretty good.
Get yourself a Diet Mountain Dew that is always going to be 90% water. And that is one issue I have with Taco Bell.
It really is. I've never been a Baja Blast guy.
No, me neither.
I can't get over the
But their
Baja
Baja
Blast.
sauce that they used to have on their chalupas,
Yes.
that was real good. But overall, they have a solid offering, and I will eat there any day of the week. But I rarely just go eat there I rarely eat there sober.
Yeah.
Which
I can
don't-
understand
I don't
that.
know why.
I don't know why either.
It's good. That's my number 7. Your number 7 is?
My number 7 might throw you for a loop again, too. It is a sandwich joint. Can you guess which one it would be? You may have worked for the man.
Burger King?
No.
Oh, Jimmy John's.
Yeah, Jimmy John's.
I worked for 2. I didn't
I
actually
know.
work at a Jimmy John's restaurant.
No, you worked for Jimmy John. Yeah.
as a personal slave / lumberjack.
Yeah, that's why I said you worked for the man.
Yeah, that's a whole story.
Jimmy John's. I think Jimmy John's is far and away better than most sandwich joints. I think
Absolutely.
it's their bread that has
it is absolutely
crack
their
in
bread.
it. I don't know what it is. I get it in an Italian nightclub almost every time. It's a number 9, but every other sandwich I think is just as delicious. I just love the fact that the Italian nightclub has all of this ridiculous sauce on it that it just makes me feel better.
So I would always started with the Italian nightclub. That was my order back in the day. And then I discovered the one that's the big roast beef. It's got like double the roast beef.
Yes.
So I was going with that extra mayo. You
Very
always do
good.
extra mayo.
Oh,
at
you
Jimmy
have
John's.
to.
I was obsessed with that until the guy that works for me, Kyle, told me about this sandwich that I must have been new. I'd never seen it before, called the Ultimate Porker. And it is
I don't know if I've
like
had that
ham
either.
and bacon and a bunch of other stuff. It's like 3 kinds of pork.
Really?
Yeah, so that's great.
Do you know, is there a number for that one or
I don't remember.
it don't matter. I'm going to order it tomorrow.
And then recently they just came out with a new sandwich, which I'm really enjoying, called the Jimmy's Cubano.
Yeah. Yes. You told me about this and I had one recently just the other day.
The
And it's
Ultimate Porker is smoked ham, applewood smoked bacon, topped with mayo, fresh lettuce, and tomato.
very good. Cubano.
Cubano. So it's like a Cuban with pickles, a lot of pickles.
Yep. It's very good.
And their chips are the best, salt and vinegar for me.
Very good chips, very good cookies. Drink selection's fine. The only thing that bothers me is that every time I eat one, I get a giant sore on the roof of my mouth after chewing through their bread.
Chips.
The bread.
When I was in college, I had a Jimmy John's right next to my...
It's like right behind my 2 front teeth. It just like wears away the skin. Just a little bit stiffer bread on the outside, you know. It's not hard by any means, but for some reason, it just wears that top layer of skin off behind my teeth every time.
When I was in college, there was a Jimmy John's a block away from where I lived, and I would go in there, like after going from the bar, I'd be walking home, I'd swing in there, like for 50 cents, you could get a day-old loaf of bread,
Oh yeah,
and I'd get like 2 loaves of bread, but the loaves are long,
long. Yeah,
and I would chow those, just bread alone.
it's awesome. That's when you know you're poor.
Yeah.
And a college student.
I mean, delicious.
You do what you do. Here's one other thing though. They always ask you if you want peppers. You can add spicy like peppers.
Never
to
been
things.
asked that.
You haven't?
No.
Every time I've ordered a sandwich, they're like, "Would you like to add peppers?"
I've never had them ask that ever in my entire life.
You're joking me.
No.
Every time I say yes, I would love
wanna
those
do it
spicy
now.
peppers.
I know so much more about the inside track of Jimmy John's more than any human being alive, except for Jimmy himself.
Or
So if you need to
Mr.
know,
Schaefer.
if you need to know some inside baseball on Jimmy John's, I know all about it. It's a very interesting company. Anyway,
It's a web of intricacies.
yes, it is.
Lows, very highs.
He
Some
started
in-betweens.
Jimmy John's in Eastern Illinois University, Charleston, Illinois, with a loan from his dad, and he sold drugs out of the back. That's how he made money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You never told me that part of
Yeah.
it. All right. Well, we'll just leave that hanging there and go on to a number 6.
My number 6 is a little place called a Wendy's.
Wendy's. I do like Wendy's.
Dave Thomas's Wendy's itself. There was a long period of time where I pretty much only ate at Wendy's because they had healthier options. So you could get a side salad.
Yeah, they had a lot of
fries.
salad stuff.
And if you got like the home style chicken sandwich with a side salad and a Diet Coke, it was only like 500 calories total.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great. I think it was even less than 500 calories. So I'm a big fan of Wendy's. I don't do that anymore. Now I typically stick with the junior bacon cheeseburger, which
Really?
I love.
No Dave's Double?
Sometimes I'll get the double or the single. Any of those. They're all excellent sandwiches.
They really are.
I would say they're above the fast food pack as far as the like gigantic chain churn them out.
I agree with you. Here's what I liked about them is their difference. And I didn't normally get these options, but I like the fact that they have the different options of a loaded baked potato,
Yeah, I never get any of those.
chili. I know, but I don't either.
You never get them in the drive-through.
I just always think
rarely
like,
eat in
huh.
at Wendy's.
I should get a baked potato because I freaking love baked potatoes. Never got one, but I think it's an awesome option that they have. I have gotten their chili multiple times,
It's pretty good.
but they had, I think they still have it. I haven't been there in a while, but they had a chicken sandwich called the Asiago Chicken Ranch.
Yep.
Bacon Chicken Ranch or Chicken Bacon Ranch sandwich. Oh, boy, does that hit the spot.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a chicken sandwich, that's the one to go with because it's very good.
Well, I enjoy a good Wendy's. Lots of times I'll just order a spicy chicken and a junior bacon cheeseburger. No fries. Their fries are mediocre. And
They really are. Their
they
fries
improved
are.
them significantly when they went to like the fresh cut fries or whatever they are, that they have a little bit of skin on them.
Yeah, they do, but
they
they're
did improve,
still.
but they're not great.
They're meh.
They have good chicken nuggets, and
They do.
Their Frosties are one of the greatest inventions in the world, but I never get them because you got to eat them with a spoon.
So, have you heard of this trend of where people eat Frosties with their French fries?
Yeah, I think they're animals.
That's a
have-
caveman tactic.
I have no
but
interest in that.
That's a big thing.
It's a big thing. It will draw a lot of criticism that we're giving it criticism, but
Well, maybe it will, but I don't know why you would do that.
no, I agree.
Their Frosties, I saw a recipe for, like a homemade Frosty, and it was, I can't remember every ingredient, but I'm positive they added Cool Whip
Oh,
to make it like softer, I guess.
thicker. 'Cause
Yeah,
it is pretty
thick but soft.
It's like a mix between a milkshake and soft serve.
It is.
It's really good.
They hit something there.
Yeah.
They made gold with that. You never hear about McDonald's like milkshakes and stuff anymore.
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
Yeah, their milkshakes are good.
They don't even hit my
They're
radar.
triple thick, man.
Gosh, I don't ever see commercials for them.
But every time I go to McDonald's to
only
get a
one-
milkshake, their machines are always broken.
The only one I ever see is the Shamrock Shake.
Yeah,
That's
big.
it. That's the only one I ever
Not
see.
many people order. Well, anyway, we'll talk more about McDonald's in a little bit. But
My number 6
6.
is another like offshoot of the Midwestern culture. We just ate at the world's largest Culver's.
don't do that,
Chris.
Don't do that.
Culver's is my number 6.
Culver's is terrible.
It's not terrible. It's very good.
It's not good.
I love it. You don't like their fries? I love their fries.
I always get the cheese curds.
I think they're awesome. Their cheese curds are a little bit at one note for me,
Yeah, they're not
and they don't do it anymore. My boys love them. They love the cheese curds. I like their fish sandwiches because they're great.
I usually get the fish sandwich.
All of their chicken is phenomenal. Their burgers are good. They're just very thin, so you got to get a bigger style of burger. I mean, I feel like their food is like above a lot of other places, and I don't know where the hate comes from in your world.
Strong disagreement.
Because I really do. I feel like it's so much better than other places. Everywhere else is so cookie cutter, and they're becoming cookie cutter in their own world.
Well, at least in the Midwest. I don't know.
But
They're not other places.
no, they're not in other places. I just think it's a very good. They have a lot of sauces. I love their honey mustard. I get the chicken tender basket.
Yeah, that's what Marley gets. Buffalo chicken tender basket.
The buffalo chicken tenders are very good. I just get the regular one and dip them in honey mustard. Man, you could feed me on that shit for a week, and I'd be good to go.
Well, I've never been a huge fan, but I've never disliked it. So I do like custard. I like custard a lot.
Their custard's very good as well.
They're solid for their
And they give a
custard
free
game.
scoop to the kids
Yeah, that is good.
in their little kitty baskets.
It's very good. Those concrete mixers, they're good.
Oh, yeah. You can add so much shit to them. But we did eat at the world's largest Culver's.
We did.
Just recently on the way home
On the
from our
Snarf Talk
camping
road
trip.
trip.
Yeah.
In the Snarf Talk bus.
That we're having wrapped.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it in vinyl and take it across country, do live podcasts.
Yep.
Someday when we're
Next week.
Yeah.
That's my number 6, Culver's.
My number 5.
Throw stones at me if you will.
I will. My number 5 is one that we have talked about. It is for a man that I am very well acquainted. Jimmy John himself.
Jimmy John's
Mr. Jimmy John.
sandwiches.
The best sandwich / sub shop, in my opinion.
A lot of people might say Jersey Mike.
I've never eaten there, so I
I
can't
haven't either.
comment.
I heard one is coming to Morris,
I can't comment on that.
right next to the Panda Express.
Oh, really?
Hell yeah.
That's supposed to be a Starbucks
No, there's a Panda Express.
and Starbucks.
No, and a Jersey Mike.
All three
That's what I heard.
seems not completely unnecessary.
It is, but that's what happens in towns.
Well, Jimmy John's is, as we've talked about, plenty solid.
Very
Solid
solid.
game.
Very
I
solid.
can eat there pretty much anytime. For me, it's not like a place that I'll search out a lot of times, but it's like a standard, like if you can't decide what you want, you always want Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat fast food burger joint,
Yep.
it just feels a little lighter, cleaner, more
I agree.
upscale.
And don't get it confused with Subway. All right. If you're not familiar with these two places, a lot of people are familiar with Subway. It is not the same. Okay.
Oh my God, no. Subway is straight trash.
So I don't necessarily think Subway is trash, but
I did have their new barbecue rib sandwich at Subway the other day.
I didn't even know they had that.
It's like those rib.
The McRib?
It's like a McRib.
From the school?
Yeah, it's like the ones from the school.
Oh, I would eat
but
the
on a
crap.
foot long.
Well, I have to go there now. Because when this whole COVID thing happened at our school, when they were keeping kids at home, they were delivering lunches home. And I searched through their lunches and found all of their ribette sandwiches.
Yeah, which none of my kids would eat.
And oh no, the boys love them. I just didn't let them eat them. And I would take them all to work
It's the same meat.
and hide them at work. And I ate the crap out of them.
It's the same meat. They just squeeze the barbecue sauce on. It's great. It's pretty good.
It's so good.
I like their meatball sandwich. Anyway, why are we talking about Subway, which is a trash
No,
compartment?
what I was going to say is like, don't get them confused. The bread is different. The sandwiches are different. They're just better in every way. You don't necessarily have the options like
It's a way higher quality
Subway,
product.
but like the sandwich is already like all of the ingredients for the sandwich are there. They
they're-
just put it together for you.
And I can't stress this enough. The meats are high quality.
Yeah, they really are.
They're not garbage.
Yep.
So that's my number 5. Your number 5, Gerald. We're in the top 5 here, so this is
We
big,
are.
big time.
This is big time. So my number 5 is becoming pretty big in the last, I would say, 5 to 6 years. Chris is not a fan. He already told me this over the weekend, which I just blew me away. But I've eaten there not a ton of times, but I've eaten there enough to say that it is absolutely a number 5. Another chicken joint, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is straight garbage, man.
You can shove that up your tailpipe.
No, it's not straight garbage. It's fine.
It is so
Chick-fil-A
good.
sauce is excellent.
Chick-fil-A sauce is good, but I don't understand how you can make a chicken sandwich and put no sauce on it whatsoever and eat it and feel like there's sauce all over it. I don't know how did they do that?
I feel like I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get the hype on this place. The Chick-fil-A sauce is great. Their chicken biscuits are good.
You're just not ordering the right things.
I'm not a huge fan of chicken sandwiches to begin with.
Well, then, all right, there's your problem right there. If you don't want to order a chicken sandwich anywhere you go, you ain't going to like this place. I love me a good chicken sandwich. If you can give me we were talked about earlier, Tennessee hot chicken.
Nashville hot chicken.
Or Nashville, yeah. The hot chicken is one of my favorite sandwiches you can ever
I've never
make.
had that. I should try it.
It's so good.
It won't be long before we have a Chick-fil-A in Morris. I guarantee you that. They're popping up everywhere.
They really are because they're
It's gotta
blown up.
be huge.
But the closest one to us right now is almost Bolingbrook. They were supposed to come to Joliet. I don't know if they've done
There
that
was
yet.
one in Shorewood, no?
No,
Oh.
they haven't
Well,
made one in
whatever.
there yet.
They're all over the suburbs.
But that's why I haven't eaten there a ton. But every time I do, damn, is that chicken good?
All right, I'll take your word for it, I guess. I've only eaten there a couple times. So.
And then, so here's a quick hack for the sauces, right? Mm-hmm. It's not really a hack at the establishment itself, but you can go to a Sam's or a Walmart, something like that, and they have a sauce. I believe it's just called chicken sauce. It's like very generic, but it is the identical sauce to Chick-fil-A.
Really?
Oh, yes. Very much so.
That sauce is spectacular.
So we
I
have
will
it
say
at
that.
work all the time, and Pagoda is the one who was bringing it in because he's the condiment king.
Me too. I'm a condiment king as well.
I've never seen anybody put the amount of sauces on things as Nate. He mixed things together. He has things drowning in sauce. I don't even know if he actually likes food, to be honest.
I'm almost the same way. It drives people crazy.
Yes,
Sometimes
it drives
I
me crazy.
make my own condiments. So if you take a spicy brown mustard and you mix it with Miracle Whip, it makes a really delightful chicken sauce.
That sounds good.
But go ahead.
I like a good sauce, but I don't want it swimming in sauce to where that's all you taste. And the only texture you get, or the only thing you get, is the texture from the food, and then just all sauce flavor.
I'm in for that.
Why don't you just drink the sauce?
I would.
It just doesn't fill you up enough. So Nate's the one who showed me that sauce. I believe it's called chicken dipping sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in a squeeze bottle. You can buy it at a Sam's or a Walmart. Get that.
I'm going to be buying that. My number 4 is, I think, one that people will maybe be upset about, but I don't care because I love it.
Okay.
And it is one that is ridiculed constantly in pop culture.
Is it really?
Yeah. And
Hardee's.
no,
Carl's Jr.
but they have the meats, Jerry.
Arby's.
Arby's is my number
They
4.
have the meats.
So before you jump all over me on this, not you, but the listening audience. Oh, maybe you still have it on your list. There are some things that are spectacular about Arby's. Now, we've established earlier that I'm a sauce person.
Yep.
They have one concoction that is the greatest fast food sauce
Yeah.
ever invented.
I believe it's called donkey sauce, right?
It is called horsey sauce.
I was close.
And I can't get enough of it. It is basically horseradish mayo.
That's all it is.
And it is, but it not with that mayonnaise flavor. It's not a mayonnaise flavor.
No, it's not heavy on mayonnaise, but that is what it is. It's horseradish mayonnaise.
It is amazing. And so I'm not a traditional, I love a good beef and cheddar, the onion roll. It's good, but that's not what I get. I love their market fresh sandwiches. They come.
Do you get those?
That's all I get.
You know, I never got them.
Their market fresh sandwiches are delightful.
Yeah.
They're on a really nice piece of like whole wheat type whole 5 grain bread or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Piled up.
I believe it's a 7.
7 grain. I get the chicken, turkey bacon ranch.
Oh.
So it's piled high with turkey.
I like that.
Real cheddar cheese. All right.
Yeah.
Shaved off. And bacon and mayo. And then I dip the whole sandwich in horsey sauce. First of all, I take the top off. I fill it with horsey sauce.
Right.
Close that.
And then you dip it in the sauce.
Dip it in the horsey sauce. And
That's a bit much.
I absolutely love their curly fries.
I do too.
Can't get enough of them. And their curly fries are the greatest vehicle of horsey sauce in the history of mankind.
I don't disagree.
They're so amazing in horsey sauce. So I'm a huge fan of that. That's all I get there. That's what I get there every time. I've been getting that there for 10 years.
But listen to me. If you can't bury your face in a double beef and cheddar, you're
good.
not an American.
Their beef and cheddars are solid. That onion, the tang of
What
that
is
onion
the-
from that onion roll,
What's the sauce that they put on the
that's Arby's sauce,
Arby's sauce?
which
Arby's
is like
sauce
a thin barbecue.
is it a bar? I don't think it's a barbecue.
I think it's in the barbecue family.
If you buy the sauce, have you ever had tiger sauce?
No.
I have it at my house. I'm gonna let you try it. The only place I've ever found it is Burkhart's. you can get it there. But I used to watch a lot of like competition barbecue stuff. They had shows on all the time, and there was this one guy that made his competition ribs. He every time he went out to do like barbecue competitions, the only thing he would win was his ribs. He always won the ribs. Johnny Trigg was the guy's name, older guy. And the way he did his ribs is that after he cooked them for a while on the smoker, and when he went to wrap them, he would put brown sugar, Parquet squeezable butter down. He'd squeeze all this butter down, and then he poured tiger sauce over top. I was like, tiger sauce? Where the hell do you find that? I found it, and it's at Burkott's. That's the only place I've ever found it. And you can use it on fish, chicken, beef, all that stuff. It has a completely different flavor than you'll ever know in your life. Maybe it's like a barbecue sauce, but it's kind of spicy, but it's kind of ketchupy, but it's kind of mustardy. I don't know what it is. That's what I feel like Arby's sauce is.
Okay. I'm like, where are you connecting this?
Yeah, well, that's how I feel. Arby's sauce is like in between all of those things.
Yes,
I don't know what it is.
Kind of. I'm not like a ultimate fan of Arby's sauce, although I do like it. Sometimes I'll alternate the horsey and Arby.
I like it so much with the beef and cheddar.
Oh, on the beef and cheddar, it's golden.
Because you get all that cheddar flavor, the beef and that sauce, and it's just this goop of meat and bun and sauce.
Yeah, and their buns are great.
Gosh.
They also, we've taken the kids, they have sliders now.
Okay.
The sliders are excellent, too. That's what the kids always get. They have a lot of great things on the menu.
They really do.
For a while, they had subs, and their subs were really good.
They've got a Reuben.
Italian beef subs.
I've had a couple times where I got the Reuben.
The Reuben is not good.
Where it wasn't good, but a couple times I had the Reuben and it was very good. The only time I had the Reuben and it was not good, it was because it was soggy. The whole thing was soggy.
Yeah.
But then I got it a couple times where it was really crispy on the outside. It was delightful, but that was not in Morris.
Okay.
That was in a different location.
Well, and their turnovers are good.
I've never had a turnover there.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
tell you what, Arby's is so underrated. They really are. It's like one of my favorites.
I know. We had this discussion earlier this week, and I agree.
It's in fact my number 4.
It is your number 4. My number 4 is, I think, a mainstay in most cultures. I mean, unless you're a caveman, and it is Dairy Queen.
Okay. I like Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I'm honestly, if my wife listens to this, she's gonna be like, "What? Really? You put Dairy Queen right there?" Because I'm not a huge ice cream guy.
Yeah, but their food, I will say, of all the fast food restaurants, Dairy Queen's maybe the one we eat at the most.
I tell you what, my kids absolutely love Dairy Queen because they want. Well, my oldest doesn't really like ice cream either, but it's something about their burgers and hot dogs.
That fire burger is one I always get. The
Yeah.
fire one.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty good. They do have one thing that blows the world apart, and that is the country gravy.
The country gravy, my friend.
Yeah.
I really feel like you need to go to Dwight.
Yeah,
in order
Dwight
to,
is the most superior.
Is the
burger
where
king-
this
or
is where
Dairy
you
Queen.
find the Dwight is a town close to us, but it's a little bit of a travel, about 10 miles south, and that Dairy Queen establishment is bar none better than any Dairy Queen I've been to in a long time. And it's just, the food is very good to me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a poor man that doesn't know what good food is. I don't know. I have no idea how to label this, except for I love their food. I love their fries. They don't have any like particular sauces.
I usually get the cheese curds there. They're better.
The cheese curds
better
are
than
very
Culver's.
good, and I would agree. It's weird, but they are better. Culver's used to have really good cheese curds when I first ever had them, but I'm worn out on them. But Dairy
Their
Queen,
onion rings are spectacular.
that's what I order every time. I don't even order fries there. I order onion rings with anything I get.
Yeah, their country gravy though, like I said, is spectacular. They have great dipping sauces,
gosh.
and we go there a lot for ice cream, like to get a Blizzard.
And so do we a lot because the boys do like but 2 out of the 3 like ice cream. Amy loves Dairy Queen ice cream. My mother-in-law will only eat that. My father-in-law buys ice cream for his dog from Dairy Queen. It's like, I don't know.
Well,
It's a
see,
thing.
I've always been a standard Reese's peanut butter cup Blizzard guy, But recently I discovered a new Blizzard, which is absolutely fantastic. I think it's seasonal. I don't know if it's there all the time, but it's called the Brownie Batter Blizzard. You get that with chocolate ice cream, and it kicks ass.
I would get that.
And then I discovered something else there called the Oreo Cupfection.
Cupfection, so you get it in a cup?
You get it in a cup like a sundae.
Okay.
And it's a
smaller.
hot brownie with ice cream covered in hot fudge and Oreos with whipped cream on it. And it is unbelievable. It's
That
so
sounds
good.
amazing. And again, I'm not a big ice cream guy, but that kind of stuff I can eat. It's not like I don't want a cone, like I don't want a cone of ice cream and like that kind of stuff. That's not mine.
I looked up that Oreo Cupfection once when I was eating it, and it's like 1,000 calories.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest. All right, we got to get moving. So
We got a long ways to go, man.
Yeah.
We're going to be way over on this one.
your number 3?
My number 3 it's one of those that I haven't been to a whole lot.
Okay.
I've been to it once in Chicago and a couple times in Vegas, and it is Shake Shack.
I've never been there.
Oh man, it is really good.
Really?
I didn't want to like it as much as I did because I thought this is a trendy bullshit. Like it's kind of trendy. It's I believe from the East Coast.
Yeah.
So they're just getting into this area. There's one downtown Chicago. I was working some jobs in Chicago planting trees.
Okay.
And I had this job that I went back to several times. And there was a Shake Shack right across the street. So I went there a couple times.
Is that a Midwestern joint or
No, I think it's East Coast. Like
It's
from
East
it's from New York City, I believe.
Okay. But apparently they're reaching across the country.
Yeah, well, I've been to one in Vegas.
That's what I mean. Like
but they're only like in bigger cities. They haven't sprawled out to suburbs yet.
okay.
There might be one in like bigger suburbs like Gurnee or wherever that place is where the little strip mall is at the end of 294. I can't remember the name of that town.
I don't know.
So anyway, they're not everywhere, but I've had chicken sandwiches there that were excellent. Their burgers are amazing. Their fries are amazing. Shake Shack, their shakes are really good, obviously.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I haven't been there as many times as I'd like to be there, but it's like a step above. Like
Really?
it's one of those
you
higher end fast food restaurants.
Okay.
That'll be similar to my number 2.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. I've never been there, but I would love to try it. My number 3 is one that we have discussed, and I literally blew up over their beef and cheddar.
Oh.
Arby's. They got the beef.
They got the meats. We got the meats.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the beef. I confused that with Where's the Beef,
Right.
which is a completely different chain that I'm not talking about. Arby's is just so good to me. And my biggest travesty about an Arby's is that it's west on a road which is called Route 6. And I just don't travel that way very
Yeah,
often.
I mean, I used to go to the one in Dwight quite a bit, but
Yeah, but they closed it.
yeah,
And that sucks. So now you have to go west on Route 6.
It was a very poor quality one in Dwight.
It was. Now you got to go west on Route 6 to go find it. And you know what? I will do that. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow.
I kind of want to now.
Yeah, I think I really am because I didn't know they had turnovers.
Yeah,
So I got to get one of those tomorrow. I'm going to go to the dentist because I got a dentist appointment tomorrow at 11:45.
oh,
You know
perfect
what I'm
time.
You know what I'm doing directly after the dentist, which is my dentist is on Route 6.
Yeah,
Right there.
it's Arby's time.
Is go to Arby's and I'm going to kill myself. That's my number 3.
All right, my number 2 is in the same vein as Shake Shack and some of these others. It's like the second tier, higher end fast food restaurant. I feel like
Really?
this is another one that came over from the East Coast, but has exploded across the country. I think it's probably one of the fastest growing fast food restaurants of the last 10 years.
Taco John.
No, it is Five Guys.
Five Guys is this high for you?
Oh my God!
I don't even have him on my list.
Really?
Nah,
Have you ever eaten there?
lots.
Oh, I absolutely love Five Guys. Their fries are amazing, and I don't even like fries that much, but their fries kick ass.
I get
And their burgers are
big.
they're perfection.
They're
is what
very
they are.
big.
They're I think It doesn't even feel like a fast food burger. It's a weird meld between like a real restaurant burger and a fast food burger.
Completely agree with you. I do love them. I just had this issue where I felt like I had to put certain things on my list that I don't know, went to and had more connection with, even though I've eaten at the Five Guys in Joliet there on 30 multiple times.
I mean, I've eaten a lot of Five Guys. Their shakes are really good.
I don't get very many shakes, but I agree with the burger being, it's not anything like a fast food burger.
Correct.
It's like an actual burger you would get from like a burger joint like that.
It feels like
a real
real burger joint.
So I feel like In-N-Out is the same way as that.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the style, right? In-N-Out, Shake Shack, Five Guys. They're this new level of little higher end fast food.
Which they have another one in Joliet called Muya.
I have not been there.
So Muya's very good, but it's identical to that.
Okay.
Just much lesser known.
Well, I love Five Guys, and they're my number 2. I will go there if there's a Five Guys and I'm hungry and it's lunchtime, and I see a Five Guys. That's where I'm going.
I don't disagree, and I should have probably put it on my list. I really should have. And I looked at it. I saw it on other people's lists that I was looking around at just to get names, and yeah, I should have put it on my list. I feel bad that I didn't, but I don't think I would have it at number 3.
I had it at number 2. So.
Oh, jeez.
All right, give me your number 2.
That was your number 2?
Yeah.
Holy crap, you're going to hate my number 2. So bad.
Hey, I'm going to hate your number 2.
You are going to hate my number 2.
What?
It's the standard. It's the Golden Arches.
Oh, my gosh, Jerry.
I have to put it up there because I frequent this establishment so much. I do. You don't ever go there?
Oh, I go there all the time.
Exactly. So I have it as my number 2, McDonald's. I put mac sauce on everything. That's what I was just telling you earlier. Once I realized you could put mac sauce on everything, and I didn't really even know that because I hate changing orders. I've never done it. But it's very easy to say, add mac sauce. And they do, and it makes it so much better.
I'm very intrigued by this. Because I love Big Mac sauce, but I'm not a huge fan of the Big Mac itself.
No, because it's
not big enough.
You can get a better version of it when you get a McDouble.
Yeah, there's more meat in it. I feel like there's more meat in a double cheeseburger than a Big Mac.
But if you get a double quarter pounder, you can tell them to not put anything on a double quarter pounder besides mac sauce. And
that sounds amazing.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is absolutely unbelievable. Most of the time I do a McDouble because it's quick and cheap. And a double quarter pounder will make me so full by the end of it. Like, because I always have to get a large fry because I do like their fries.
Their fries are the best in the business.
They really are. I don't know what they do, but I'm pretty sure they put drugs in them.
I don't know what they do either. I try to avoid fries
Sometimes,
at all costs because I find them to be empty calories that I don't enjoy that much. And I try to even avoid McDonald's fries.
You can't keep me away from a potato, Chris. You can't, especially if it's fried.
He's a potato guy.
And I really am. And I don't know. It's just McDonald's is something that I can't get away from. There is a lot of people that have hate for McDonald's because it's bad food. I get it. But I love it. And again, I'm a typical American and I love them. It's my number 2.
Enough of that nonsense. Let's go to my number 1. McDonald's.
No way.
Yeah, dude. I am obsessed with McDonald's. Dude.
I couldn't put it as my number 1. I couldn't do it.
I have to do it because it isn't trash food. McDonald's is high quality fast food.
It's not high quality at all.
I don't agree with you whatsoever.
No, they've streamlined fast food to a point where it's so easy for them to do that for everyone to love, but it's not high quality. I don't
agree with
good.
That.
It's just very good.
It's very good. And I will almost always go to McDonald's as my first choice.
I can't not.
And I go to McDonald's an embarrassing amount of times.
So
I mean, it's embarrassing how much I eat at McDonald's.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna break this down for you, right?
Okay.
The standard McDonald's cheeseburger is my go-to generally. A 2 cheeseburger meal.
That's it?
That's it. It's simple. Their cheeseburgers are so good. There's a perfect ratio of ketchup, mustard, bun, That's like that rubbery bun that has that mouthfeel to it.
Yeah, it's like shortcake.
Yes, and meat. It's the perfect ratio. I'm not a huge fan of the McDouble because I think it's too meaty. It's not in perfect ratio anymore.
That's ridiculous.
But here's something happened to me that's been happening to me recently. All right. I'm like, you know what? I get to branch out from this cheeseburger thing. I love a Big Mac, but I never feel satisfied after I eat one. I always want two, and then I feel like that's
You
ridiculous.
can't. They used to have the Grand Mac. They came out with the Grand Mac, and they were putting quarter pounder patties in the Grand Mac, and you could get a triple.
Yeah.
The Grand Mac was way better because they had bigger patties in there.
So the other day, for the first time in a long time that I can remember, I ordered a quarter pounder with cheese.
That's where it's at.
Holy cow. It's a whole different world.
It is the best value that you can get for burger
It's
like
delicious.
ratio.
It is delicious.
And it is the best patty. There was a kid, a high schooler from Manuka that I knew from my church, and he works at a McDonald's. He's a manager in the McDonald's in Manuka. And he told me, he's like, listen, if you're gonna order anything, you need to order the quarter pounder, do whatever you need to do to change it, whatever you want to do. He's like, but that patty that they have, they actually cook. They get them and they actually like cook them.
Right. They don't just steam them.
Right. And those are the ones that have the most meat, the biggest patty that they have, and it is the best value for what you're going to get. I was like, all right. So I started getting more and more quarter pounders. Changed my world.
Yeah.
Add the mac sauce.
I will. And I'm going to add that mac sauce. Number 2, their chicken nuggets are the best in the business, in my opinion. I love McDonald's chicken nuggets more than anything else.
Yeah.
Number 3, they got this little thing called sweet and sour sauce.
They do.
This, I would shampoo this into my hair.
If
It is the best sauce, hands down, of any sauce that I've ever had. This McDonald's sweet and sour sauce.
It's very good.
I will get 1 packet of sauce per nug, Jerry.
per nug.
And then I'll dip my fries in it to clean them out.
I know.
Thirdly, fourthly, whatever I'm at, they got their breakfast game nailed.
You're right. I didn't even think about the breakfast, but you're
For
right.
the longest time, I was just a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
That's what I was.
No egg. I just get the bacon,
Well, that's silly.
the cheese, and that sauce they put on those bagels. Oh,
It's like a butter sauce, but just like I said about the honey sauce that KFC has, this butter sauce is different.
so
They do something to it.
After that, I'm like, you know what? I got to get something different here. So I would get a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel and like maybe a burrito, which are great too.
Yeah, they are.
Then I'm like, I'm going to get something different. I'm going to get the McGriddle.
McGriddles are phenomenal.
Oh my Lord, this thing is amazing. All right. So I eat that. And then for a while, I'm like, and I've never been a big biscuit guy. And
I'm not a big
I told you
biscuit
about
guy.
this earlier this year. Something happened. And one time I just go in there and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to order a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yeah,
The whole kit and caboodle. Leave the egg on.
sure.
Take it. It's changed my life.
It's ruined your life.
It's so good. It's ruined my life. It is frighteningly good. The bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a big biscuit guy, though. I don't like the crumble.
So they rock the breakfast game. Maybe even more so than any other.
To be honest, they do. Yeah, their breakfast is bar none the best.
But you can still go in there and get sausage and pancakes and all that jazz, and
Yeah,
it's
you
great.
can.
And that's not bad either.
No, it's
By the
not.
way, they have the best coffee in the biz.
Correct.
Coffee is nailed it.
Way too hot.
They nailed the coffee game. They have some other good McCafe drinks. If you get if you like your vanilla, sugar-free vanilla iced coffee.
Yep.
They got her nailed. Sometimes they put too much cream in. That annoys me.
I don't know. I don't get it.
So across the board, McDonald's is where it's at for me.
But
it's the standard bearer.
The best sandwich they have for breakfast is the steak, egg, and cheese
I
bagel.
used to get the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, but I just love bacon so much.
You can add bacon to it.
I don't want to add bacon onto a steak bagel.
Why not?
I like their steak.
I've never
I
added
like
either,
their
but
bacon
now
better.
I feel like I want to.
I just like the bacon and cheese on a bagel. I don't need the egg. I don't fancy it up. Give me the sauce. Give me bacon. Give me cheese.
That terrible, shitty meat that they put on that steak, egg, and cheese bagel is the best thing in the world. It's not real steak.
It's gristle.
I don't know what it is. It's so good though because they have that sauce, whatever sauce that they dip it in.
That sauce is amazing. I could lick that sauce. It's just amazing. And then their shakes are killer. And if you ever were to attempt a McFlurry, they're pretty good too.
Yes. So that was your number one.
Yes.
My number one.
What is it, Jerry?
The Bell.
Taco
Bell
is your number one?
is my number one. You can't beat Taco Bell in my world. You can't beat a taco in my
I
world.
do like a taco.
I love everything about tacos. I didn't want McDonald's. McDonald's is my number one, and I changed it before we started this episode. And the reason for that is because Taco Bell has so many different options.
But they don't have the breakfast game solid.
They don't, and you're right. They don't. But if I want something so delicious that is different than the regular old burger,
I agree with all that. It's just the versatility of a McDonald's makes it an automatic number one choice. It's a coffee
For
shop,
you.
it's a breakfast shop, and it's a lunch and dinner place.
I know, but we're talking about fast food joints that we love, right? And I love tacos. You can get any taco there and you will enjoy it.
Agreed.
You will enjoy anything they pass out the window. I can go there and be like, "Hey, I'll take whatever you want to give me." And I go up to the window and they give it to me, and I will be thoroughly satisfied with whatever they give me. I don't need sauces. It's just the taco.
I will say they have a sauce because I'm a sauce guy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They nailed it. I like I have no qualms about hot things. So a lot of people
Right.
will
I love hot things.
automatically go to the fire sauce and be like, I want the hottest.
Love that fire sauce though.
It's good, but it doesn't have the best flavor. The best flavor is in the mild sauce. It
there you
is an outstanding sauce. So I will go for the mild sauce, even though it's not as spicy or as exciting, but it has a better flavor to it.
But
Try
they're-
it.
It's something about their chalupas for me. I love a chalupa.
What were the ones that were the chalupa with the hard shell? So you got the soft and the hard. I don't think they have them anymore.
No, you're thinking of a crunch wrap.
No. It was a chalupa, but it had a hard shell in it too.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah. It was
But I always got the nacho cheese chalupa. I'd get a steak chalupa. I'd get a
they changed their
chicken
menu a
chalupa.
lot too. They like get rid of stuff that I like.
I know, but here's what was my mainstay for a long time with Taco Bell back when I was in high school is their chili. It's ridiculous, but it was a chili cheese burrito. That's all I used to
I
get.
have that. I've had that. Yeah.
Was a chili cheese burrito. I used to get 2 of them when I was in high school. I'd go over to my brother's and then in Ottawa, and I'd go to Taco Bell and I'd get 2 chili cheese burritos, eat them on the way home. And it was the best time of my entire life. It's just, I was driving in my old
And you always
Dodge
gotta
Ram.
You always got to mix in the dew when you're at Taco
Oh yeah,
Bell. You
I
gotta
always
mix
had
that
Mountain
in.
Dew. Mountain Dew and a chili cheese burrito was what kept me alive for the majority of my life, and that's why Taco Bell is my number one. And I've had so many encounters with Taco Bell at late nights, third meal, or no, what is it, fourth meal?
Fourth meal.
That they were the best times.
I've never
ever.
had their breakfast. They do have breakfast stuff now.
Yeah, I've never had them.
I've
either.
never had a
I
Choco
don't want
taco. I've never had a
a
churro.
Choco taco is a regular chocolate taco that you can get at a gas station.
Yeah, they have them like something like that. at
Oh, they
Taco
do?
Bell, yeah.
Oh, they're what are those called? Those little cinnamon things. Oh, empanadas. They've got an apple cinnamon empanada that I would also get all
Never
the
had
time that are hot. And I love apple and cinnamon together. And that's what's in there. And it's like a caramel sauce inside with the apples. Damn. Oh, man. It gets me. And Taco Bell is my number one.
Well, there you have it, folks.
So now that we've had this orgasmic experience, Chris, I think we need to leave and go to a Taco Bell.
I really want to do that.
Give us your top 10s. We want to hear your top 10s for fast food.
For sure. We want your feedback.
You send us a top 10 and we will put it on our social media and say, hey, this fan said this is their top 10 to our top 10.
Yeah.
And we post the episode. So let us know what you think. We have a patreon.com/snarfcomics where you can get extra content that we put out regularly. We have honorable mentions all the time of other, fast food joints or cereals that we did a few times ago. All sorts of different honorable mentions. and extra content that you can get from there. It may cost you a little bit of money, but you're supporting a good cause.
Yes. We have t-shirts and hoodies for sale as well. So contact us if you'd like any of that. For Snarf Talk this week, I've been Chris.
I am Jerry.
See ya.